Nah, she don't talk at all.
I mean, maybe like I said, if you do sign languages or something. She like to roll her eyes when people talk about the fact that she don't speak versus just speaking at some
She,
point. You know what I mean?
she's AI.
That's fun. She don't like to. When people call her AI, she gets mad but
Yeah, she,
refuses to speak.
artificial intelligence.
And yes, we've seen you in person, Gina Kim. All right, I think we should go ahead and lose this, even though Cat goes into the paint sounding like a woman.
I don't know. Phoenix keep winning now.
They should, but dude, Phoenix been healthy for like the last 2 months and couldn't pass us. I'm like, I don't
Nah,
understand it.
no AD Johnny, but he not coming back to Thursday. He probably don't play any back to backs.
That's what they said. They ain't gonna do back to backs, which I think is
Yeah,
up.
that's what I say about injured guys. They usually don't play back to backs now. So,
Which I think that was the compromise because he wanted to play to show that he's still here. And I'm
but
like,
there's no Jalen Brunson though, so there's a chance the Mavs could win.
but the problem is, so if AD was playing, and that's the weird thing to me. I think AD should have played tonight versus last night if he wasn't gonna play back to backs because that way you could put him against against Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, like I said, PJ out, AD out. I mean, you putting Kai Jones on Cat and Kessler Edwards because this is his last game.
Spencer Doncic and Kai Jones. Yeah.
Why they didn't introduce the other guy from? Wait, did they already introduce? Here we go. I was gonna say they got all the Villanova players. So they just missing Cam Reddish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, it's Cam Reddish wasn't
No,
Villanova. He
Cam
went to
Reddish
Duke,
on
wasn't
the Lakers.
he? Duke.
He went to Duke.
I
Yeah.
know he no. They waived him though. Lakers waived him, didn't
Did they just wave him? I saw him.
they? They said
I
they
thought
were
I
gonna
saw him the
waive
last
him and
game.
somebody else to sign one of their two-way players.
Oh, they could have. To sign Goodwin probably.
I think
Yeah,
so.
DiVincenzo was the dude.
What
Oh
kind of
man.
spelling is that?
I knew exactly what he meant though. I don't know. Queen says I don't know, man. I don't know if Queen gonna play. She might play for a little bit. When this game going? 10 o'clock ish. If it end like 9 something, maybe.
Oh yeah.
She might play for a little bit.
So now, King, if Queen plays, are you gonna let the people talk to her during the
No,
game, or is that also off limits?
no, that's off limits. You can hear her speak, but you
Can't respond. Anything she
cannot
says.
respond. No, you just gotta
Uh,
text or
uh,
ping.
hey,
That's it.
that's
You
disrespectful.
gotta talk to me, and then I can relay the message.
And you translate. You
Yes,
really,
I can make sure what you say. He said, "Big J asked
sir.
if you play the game, are they gonna be allowed to talk to you?" I'm like, "Nah,
What?
they got to talk to me first, and then I'll pass the message.
You did by then.
I
You
gotta
know how
protect
that
her.
is.
Make sure y'all ain't passing along anthrax or nothing like that in y'all messages. So
Say nobody's voice deeper than mine.
make sure before, like what you say. Say it again. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta put a
All
little
right, what
mace
if
in
we
your
all?
voice.
What if everybody talk like Cat in his normal speaking voice? How about that?
No, you gotta talk like Try, and you fine. Shout out to Try.
Oh no, I can't do that. I mean, it'd be hard enough for me to talk like Cat.
Or talk like Dave. Oh yeah, talking like Cat. I don't know. You may have like 5 different voices.
Okay, somebody played. It was a clip I saw from the Gilbert Arenas show where they were talking about a shot that he was supposed to take. They're like, "Oh, Cat just got to go in the paint." They're like, "No, Cat gonna pull up." a 3. It's like you're gonna take a long 2, and then somebody did their cat voice, and everybody lost it. And I was like, see, everybody know. He was like, I thought it was a 3. He's like, oh my God, I thought I was shooting a 3. I was like, dude, y'all all know the truth about that dude, obviously.
Yeah, he definitely not about that type of life. People be trying
Well, they
to
say
use him.
I didn't realize
He be trying to abuse him and all that.
You think it's a
yeah. Gina Kim, I ain't saying nothing about that. That's not what I'm talking about. That's Big J making accusations about that. But I mean, just because you got a girl though, don't mean anything. First and foremost,
but it could be a beard.
I'm not saying anything about that one though. I'm just saying he not about that life though. I'm saying like Jimmy Butler and all. And it's okay. Everybody not like throwing hands and all that stuff. That's not cat. Nah.
Isn't he called the Big Bodega? I look because he's from Jersey. I found like
the Big Kitty Pause. That's what I thought.
Whoa, wait, that was the other nickname. They call him the Big Purr or something.
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, he out there playing his butt off though this year. And look at Kai Jones for 3. Look at Kai Jones for 3 real quick. Look at Kai Jones. I told you. That dude right there, that's your small ball center. Yep. Yeah. There you go. He just pulled up too.
Someone get that man a contract. So, like I said, to me, I think he's already showed he's going to be more impactful than the Kessler Edwards. If you're going to sign 2 of them, you're going to have to do Brandon and him.
Ooh, they let Clay travel. I heard you though, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Latte was talking.
Who was it? Latte talked?
Yeah, during the game.
Oh, you talking about last night?
He was talking.
He don't talk on. I don't think he got a voice either. There's like 3 of them that don't speak. It's him, DV,
he talks. He surprised me. I was like, oh, what? It's like Latte talking. Okay. And we were actually streaming on Discord, so you could have heard Latte talking.
I wasn't listening by then. I was,
He said, "I'm just AI."
Yeah, that dude hit 100% last night from the field, man. Come on, man. And he didn't even get to play with Kyrie, but like 30 seconds.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, what are y'all doing? Come on. Now that was just, why would y'all both go for the ball? Come on, communicate.
Yeah, I think that might have been on Kai. I think he was overdoing it right there.
Was. He looks like somebody else. He looked like a big version of somebody, I don't know who though.
That might be a pause.
Maybe a small version of Elgin Baylor.
Now,
what was that dude
he's bigger than Elgin Baylor, right?
No, what's the dude used to be on the Lakers right before Shaq got there?
Who? Eldon Campbell?
Yeah. Does he look like maybe his little brother or something?
Like a son? Eldon Campbell's son or something like that?
His Bahamian son?
No. Which I understand why you're saying it. They got the same head shape, pause.
Yeah. Because before he had that hair, you couldn't see it.
Yeah. It's his head shape.
Ooh. Oh, no. Come on, Clay.
He traveled the first time he got the foul call.
We ain't going to talk about that, though.
He traveled heavy.
Oh, my goodness.
Gina Kim, I already paused Gina Kim. I don't need to talk about that anymore. You want to rewind the show if you want to hear what I said about that.
Why does, I don't know.
Bumping
Maybe
knees.
Cat should have played with you know what I still remember? Okay. Do you remember during the 75th anniversary?
Mm-hmm.
When Cat tried to run up to Jordan, when Jordan ran over to Luka, like, my son. Yep. And Cat was like, hi! And Mike was like, man.
And then he was like, man, get the hell out of here. He looked at him, what are you doing over here, man? Nobody talking to you. What are you doing?
I came to go talk to my son, Luka.
Yeah, Cat over there messing a moment up and all. That's how it was. It was like, man, what are you doing, man? Why are you in this video? Like, you just wanted to be included. You know you weren't supposed to be included.
I still love that. I was watching that. We talked about it before that the Damian Lillard interview when he was talking about that when he showed up. And he was like, well, Mike came.
She's saying Jordan, man, was just.
You can see his aura.
Yeah, man. You just saw it. It just changed when they announced Jordan because nobody knew if Jordan was actually going to be there.
Oh,
And
dude,
when he showed up, it's like, oh, shoot, Jordan here, man.
that was so funny. He said though, he said, so what happened when you met him? He said, I still ain't meet him. He was like, I
Yeah,
was scared to talk. I just saw him.
yeah. Jordan still don't. That's why I'm like, bro, Jordan would not have talked to Cat if he didn't interrupt that
Yeah.
moment. You feel me? Like, that's
Oh, I
why I
know.
was like, come on, Cat, man, get out of there. Damn,
Well,
they backdoor cutting the hell out of them right now.
well, that's because they need two
They
bigs.
just
That's the
missing.
problem.
They
They
just
don't.
missing layups. Like that's why it's as close as it is. Still, they just keep
Well,
doing
like
a
I said,
backdoor cut.
they need two bigs. And like I said, with PJ out, and I mean, they ain't got nobody.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, though. That's the thing about the Mavs. So I know they have to sit guys today, but it's like, damn, y'all won that game yesterday. To them, probably
That's why I said it
more
would
than
have made
likely
more
lose
sense to
today.
sit. They should have sat more folks yesterday because, I mean, PJ, you never know about that injury, but I'm like, you could have sat Cat. I mean, not sat Cat. You should have sat AD yesterday,
PJ
and
might
maybe
need to be.
like,
Y'all might need to play
huh?
without PJ into the playoffs. PJ ankles is. They say his ankle swollen and all that stuff. Like he may need to just chill.
But that goes back to what I keep saying is, why are we trying to make the playoffs if people are not 100%?
Because y'all trying to. You know why, Jay?
But I
You know
don't think it's the
why.
organization because remember they were saying the organization was beefing with AD's people. They said there was friction because
You.
AD wanted to play and the
I
organization
don't
was
know
like
why,
shut it down.
Jay. When you hear that stuff, you really be believing that. You
I
don't
think
think
the
that's the
organization want to
save
tank
face for
again.
the organization and them doing that?
No,
You
no,
knew. I told you. I literally yelled here that Anthony Davis is going to play no matter what. And I'm not a part of the organization. You knew AD was going to play. He had to play.
I think he wants to play to prove to people, but I think the team is like we can go get us another Derek Lively. Like last time we tanked, it worked out. We got us a Derek Lively.
I
We can
got
go
you.
get
I
us.
don't think so though.
But
I think they like Nico said out of his mouth. You got to say I'm wrong then. Not even about the whole thing, because Nico didn't make it a long-term like destination. He made it right now. If you don't make the play-in or the playoffs, you are wrong. You literally just said we're gonna be good for this. You wrong.
to me, once again, like I was telling other folks, I'm like, it's so instant gratification, short sightedness because if we get to the play-in and we make it, into the actual playoffs, then we drop to the 17th pick.
Yep.
Now if so being where you can have the 12 and possibly move up into the 4 or 5 in a 4-3-1,
Yep.
somewhere in that range, versus give that up to impress some fans that's like, hey, because I was talking to people and they're like, oh, I want to see us win. I'm like, we ain't gonna win nothing this year. Like no matter what you do,
You can lose some battles to win wars, right? The
yes.
Mavs should have lost the battle. Just said, wave the white flag for this year. Say, you know what, this year ain't one, yo. We sorry, you right. Whatever, y'all will see what's gonna happen next year, whatever in the future. We got it set up. You'll see. This year, we just middle of the season trade, whatever happened. But they're not. They're just. I don't think they're ready to say that. They don't. They want to prove that they have something.
But like I tell you, I think, like I said, to me, I think that was more of an AD than a team thing. Because like I said, there was so much coming out saying that the team was like wanting to shut him down for the year. They said they said his people were like, no, he wants to play and he will play.
Got you. So
and I think basically,
and it's the same people that when I told y'all before that players get PTO and all that stuff, y'all said that they make players do what they want them to do. All I'm saying is that both ways can't. Which one is it? Do the players get to decide, or do the organization get to decide? Because when I asked y'all about the PTO before, everybody was telling me, no, this is the organization. Players don't get to decide if they don't want to sit and all that. You go by whatever that's going on. But now it's the organization deciding. I mean, it's the player deciding over the organization.
well, because look at what's going on in other teams. Though you see what the league's doing to other teams. They're penalizing folks for trying to rest people and all that. So I think AD may have been pulled at the trigger of, if you make me sit, I'm going to the league, because I'm ready to play. He's loudly announcing that.
Man,
he's
if
ready
AD
to
doing
play.
that, y'all need to trade AD. If AD talking about going snitching on people and all that stuff, he ain't part of the team.
How come we ain't fired our kid last time when he came out? Well,
because that was dumb. But this is a whole different regime, and that's what I said. Kid should have been fired. But if AD talking about he going to the league and all, I'm just saying the PTO before was the organization's decision. I'm like, it don't sound like they usually listen to the players like that.
I think, but once again, isn't AD clutch though?
Yeah, he clutch.
Hey, you know how clutch he is, man.
But LeBron knew about the trade, according to Markieff Morris.
I know LeBron, yeah, because that's what LeBron lied.
So
I
if
had
LeBron knew about the trade, then you think Anthony Davis care about LeBron right now and clutch?
But I'm saying they still represent him,
They do, but
That's why he need to switch management
I'm just saying,
because they ain't got
I
your best interest
knew
in her.
I knew when the trade happened. I knew when AD went down to the first game that AD was playing again. I called it right after that happened. I said AD's playing again. And like, oh, you gonna sit down and say he got to play?
No, I figured he was going to try and come back. My thing is, I think the team was looking at it from the standpoint of, well, especially when Kyrie went down. I think they were like, hey, let's just get him back. But when Kyrie went down, they're like, you know what? It makes no sense to rush him back at this point. You know what I mean? Because
it makes no sense to let him play then. If they think in that way, if this dude might need surgery, why would you let him play?
That's my thing. I wouldn't let him play. I would be like, and that's the problem is if they've already said he doesn't need surgery, then you kind of stuck because you know you can't keep him out the rest of the season. You could try, but you can't keep him out the rest of the season if you say he doesn't need surgery, and they already did.
As I said, everybody gonna play. I said it before. Lively gonna play again. Gafford gonna play. Gafford probably not, and he's going to. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't. It's not the players. Gafford, they're all right. They were all in the G League and all that stuff. They're all going to play again.
We only got 3 weeks left.
Yeah.
Before
what was it? 12 games left, 11 games after this, or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, like they're going to play next week. They're all going to play.
Well, they haven't done 5-on-5 yet, so they've only done 3-on-3. Those two, Lively and Gafford.
They'll be there. That's the reason why they're in the G League. They'll be there.
Well, I know they pulled them all back up though. They put them down. They keep pulling. They set them down for one scrimmage and then pull them back up.
So they'll be there. They're gonna play. I think they're all playing next week.
My thing is, if we're still 11 after this week, then they need to just kill it. You know what I'm saying? I think the players need to be like, look, just stop, because you're not going to do anything at that point. You can't play. If we can't make the play in, I think they need to shut it down.
Ooh, they think they can beat. That should have been a take foul. They think they can beat OKC.
I know. I think we can beat OKC. I don't think you need Kyrie to beat OKC. You know what I mean?
Then they go ahead.
I told you.
That's what they try and get in for.
Huh? I think they can beat OKC. I think they can probably beat the Lakers without that.
Go ahead, Dwight. Go ahead, Dwight. Move, run. Go ahead, Dwight. Get Dwight the ball back. Najee, that's a good bucket. That's a big bucket. Pause. Backdoor cuts, man. All day. That's all they doing.
Like I said, I don't even think you really got to do much because we only got.
Would he just travel?
Probably.
Good bucket.
I think he started running before he dribbled. Yeah.
That's what I said. It looked like he got stuck and put the ball up and was like shuffling. Yeah, it is. I think you got to cut Exum, Latte.
You have to cut Exum and then you can sign both of them after April 12th.
You got to cut Exum. That's crazy because Exum was looking good, pause, man.
I liked Exum. I wanted to get rid of Dinwiddie and keep Exum, but after he broke that hand, I'm like, okay, because last time he broke his hand, and that's another thing I keep telling people. When Exum broke his hand, it took him how many months to come back? And when Kyrie broke his hand, remember that? When Kyrie broke his hand?
It took Kyrie like 2 months.
He was doing pickup games over the summer, 2-3 weeks after the surgery, and I'm like, oh. Kyrie's like, all right, what's wrong? What y'all talking about? That's when people keep saying it's going to take him a while to recover. I'm like, I don't know. Because I remember that. You know what I mean? And that was, wasn't it last summer?
I feel it's
he had a broken hand and he was playing 3 weeks later.
As I say to everybody, even if he playing next year, that's fine. I do think he's gonna play next year, just like Anthony Davis doing right now. He's not gonna be playing back to backs. You feel me? Like that's the part I'm talking about. I don't think Kyrie gonna be 100% of Kyrie next year.
Oh, and that's the thing. My thing is because people talk about he won't even be back until after February. I'm like, no, I don't think that's good. I think if he heals and comes back, like I said, it's a 6 to 9 month recovery is what they say about the fault. People say it after all this other stuff, but I think if he comes back in that put him right around December. But that's why I said that's why it's crucial to get a guard in the draft that can run day one, and then you get somebody that can run alongside him until Kyrie comes back 100%.
Yeah, Spence was back in 6 months, but Spence wasn't 32 when it happened either. Bingo.
Yeah, Spence.
That's what I'm
Spence
thinking. Okay, he'll be back All-Star break. That's what I'm thinking. But they want to get their minds ready for the beginning of the season and all that. I got to run the All-Star
No,
break. That's what I'm thinking.
like I said December because, like I tell you, I don't think it's going to take him 14 months to come back. Or even 10 months,
That's an and one.
Should be. Oh, they're saying it's on the floor?
I think they're saying. I mean, hey, he'll take it, but that was definitely. I thought it was an and one though. You said Tom Thibodeau need to be gone. K Choice 5 years ago.
That's what he does, though. That's what I said, Latte. I say December. Everybody say I'm wrong. I say that's why you got to have
Y'all
a
might be.
point
Y'all
guard.
might be right. You might be right.
Just got to have a point
I'm
guard.
going for All-Star break though.
Well, and see that once again, there's
And
multiple
all those
ACL
guys,
surgeries.
all those guys weren't 32 years old too.
Well, there's also, but that's the other thing. There's multiple ACL surgeries you can have too.
It is, and I love that. I
3
love it. He comes back fast and all that. That's a 32-year-old now. Hope for the best. 33. There you go, Gene Kim. Now ain't 33.
No, I don't, and that's the thing. I don't think they
Nah,
rushing
Peterson
back like
body
that.
wasn't no 56. Bingo. Get out of here with that BS.
Well, I still remember when they did him wrong about whooping his son.
East or West winning the championship this year. Yeesh. Man.
Yeah, Kyrie just said he wanted to go do the. Who? Oh, who did? That was. Nah, Kyrie said he wanted to make this trip, and then he was going to have surgery after this trip.
So I hear there's a chance we can get two of these two-way players on the roster if we wait to sign a couple days after.
Yeah, that's what we just talked about.
You got to cut X.
You got to cut X.
So Williams and Edwards or Williams and Jones?
Williams and Jones.
Probably Williams and Jones.
I hate that for Kessler Edwards, though, that he's not going to get signed, but he'll get signed somewhere eventually. But, yeah, Williams, you need Brandon Williams, even though he's eligible for another two-way, but you need him. And then Kai Jones, you can't let him go. He should be the third center now from now on.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance Williams may be able to play the four, play a backup four role with his versatility. And if he has his shot or a shot at all.
Brandon Williams?
You mean you talking about Edwards?
No, Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Kai Jones, the most skilled center we got on the team, as far as skill.
Yeah. I think Jones could be a 4 or 5. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think he should stick, and he could be the third big.
Bro, they can run lineups at time if they really wanted to. They could be stupid, but they can run lineups with like AD, Kai Jones, and a center.
Yeah, AD could be your stretch 5, maybe.
Yeah, because AD can play the 3. AD can basically do what you want him to do. He's a star player.
He's a ball player.
Yeah, like he just plays basketball.
Well, that's the thing. AD is a plug-in. That's why, like, when people talk about it, I'm like, AD is a plug-and-play dude. You know what I'm saying?
You could truly have you can have a super like tall lineup and put PJ at the 2, just trying to have size out there. Could you imagine that?
Well, see, that means we'd have to draft my 6'9" Russian.
Bro,
So
just
who's
if
running
you had a
point?
guard out
Dinwiddie or
there, and
Exum?
then just having size like having PJ at the 2, then you have AD, Kai Jones, and a center out there. That's
Well,
nasty.
no,
And
you
if
heard
Exum was
me say
healthy and wasn't injured all the time, he's a pretty big guy that can run the offense.
who?
Exum.
That's dumb,
Oh,
DV.
Exum.
So that's a, and I think they could possibly run it at times. That's what I'm saying. Like PJ, fine, he can play. He don't got to be like a stupid 2 guard like you think traditionally, but he can get the ball and do something with it. AD is out there. You just got a bunch of versatility and like length. That's just like,
And
oh, just
defense would
move.
be stupid.
Yeah, it'd be just, bro, that'd be dumb.
Okay, trying to say Gus Spencer. The only healthy guard. And they ain't gonna do it now. Spencer been averaging like what 11, 12 assists a game last year.
Yeah, Spencer actually been all right now recently. Okay, you came back and Spencer actually playing better. He been getting 20-point games and all that, and high assist games.
Was that Dwight Powell did that?
No, Max Christie missed he like bricked a 3, so Dwight got over there. He was out of bounds before he got the ball in.
Yeah.
He tried.
You
It
know,
wasn't.
Omax,
It wasn't his fault. It was Christie bricked the shot.
Omax would have saved it though. I'm just saying. Omax was saving them kind of shots about 2 weeks ago.
Nah, K Choice, are you tripping, man? I told you, you be just making up stuff. I've been yelling the whole when Spencer Dinwiddie gonna get 20 again, and Rouse saying yes and all. But like the past few games, he got 20 a couple games and just got 12 assists the last game.
Didn't he get 30 a couple games? He got 30
Yeah, that's what
a
I'm
couple
saying.
games.
Like he actually been having a couple good games.
I mean, but he ain't good as Kai Jones. Whoa. Did he just do that?
So right now, I got you. But I'm just saying the other games, these last like 2-3 games, I'm just saying he was actually okay.
Wait, did Kai Jones do the flip off the floor thing and start running?
The kip up?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even see it. I wasn't paying attention.
They were showing the replay. It looked like he hit the ground and then flipped back up and then took off running. And I'm like, no.
Probably so. He did. That's the thing that what's his name? Marcus Smart used to do. That's what y'all talking about. The kip up.
Is that what you're talking about? Like when you like when you
put your feet up and then
yeah,
shoot up. Yeah, it's a kip up.
Oh no. Then they need to sign him yesterday. Then,
bro, the dude is nice.
So I think they're going to trade Gafford next year at some point. It's inevitable. So we might as well go ahead and trade Gafford, Hardy, Prosper, and all the first round picks we have. Re-sign Kai Jones to play the backup 5 and get a nice little combo guard with that trade package.
Why get rid of your centers though, Glenn? When you can just have the 2 centers, and instead of now when you think about Maxi Kleber and Dwight Powell, they had to do, you can have Kai Jones doing both.
Because there's no way this team is going to pay Gafford $20 million because they wouldn't even pay Grimes 12.
You're right, but they still got another year though.
But Gafford is not Grimes either. And like, okay, I keep saying this in King's service. Said, how many years have we had good center rotations, and what happens every time we have a good center rotation?
They get rid of it.
No,
every year
we win. We go to the finals.
Yep. I believe
every year they're like, let's get rid of that.
I believe we should keep Gafford. It'll mess up our cap, but I don't think they will. Like I wouldn't have said this 6 months ago, but I feel like every contract that comes up, they're going to try to offload it early to get ahead of the Jalen Brunson mistake, and except for PJ, I'm pretty sure they'll sign PJ.
I was Glenn. I was talking about that yesterday.
They're cool.
So they have to offer a bunch of guys. It's about to get funny right now because they get now guys are eligible after the season for extensions, so they have to start offering guys these contracts. These years go by real fast, so we're gonna see who the Mavericks I guess value starting this upcoming offseason.
Because there's no way that they're gonna not want to play AD at least 8 minutes a game at the backup 5. There's no way. Even though
Well,
they
AD,
probably told him they won't, they're going to play him 8 minutes a game at the backup five.
Is there a
And
need
then
to
they're.
though, Glenn?
What'd you say?
Is there a need to?
there isn't. There's no need to.
Well, Kid already talked about as soon as we acquired him, he already sees him as the small ball five for closing lineups with our team fully healthy. So they already have some kind of vision of him moonlighting at center for a little bit.
So if you have Kai Jones there, though, doesn't that change things? Where AD can just always be the 4 or be a forward?
Correct.
Because
I'd
now
love
you
it.
have Kai Jones, well, he's a small ball guy.
And AD could continue to be like a free safety and just roam and get
Yes.
blocks and
AD
stuff like
always
that.
run. That's why I said it could be a dumb lineup where you have AD, Kai Jones, and a center out there. If you really wanted it to be stupid. Yes, AD just want to play the 4. When AD can play the 4, that's when he gives it his all and he looks the best. When he was beside what's his name?
Boogie.
Boogie in Pelicans, and when he was beside the centers in what is it?
In LA.
LA or whatever. Yes.
When they won the championship.
Yep.
That's what I
That's
kept
what he
telling you.
wants to do. But other people
And
like they love the versatile new NBA, so they always want a center that can do, you feel me, more and all that. But if you got Kai Jones, I feel like that's why you keep Kai Jones. He basically can take the White Powell and Maxi Kleber's spot.
Yep. Give Kai Jones, like I said, give Kai Jones 3 for 5 as soon as the season over. Lock him in.
Yep.
And then try and move Powell any way we can. Because Powell's going to expire in $5 million next year.
I'm with you, Big J. You see that?
Yeah.
It would be hard for me personally to get rid of a top two or top 1-2 efficient center and shot blocker in Gafford. Just because
Gafford is Gafford might be a top 10 center in the NBA.
I'm just saying his
That's what
efficiency
I'm
is
saying.
just
Like
off the charts,
he
and he can
might be a
shot
top
block,
10
and he wants to be here. It's just,
But here's the thing. He's going to be our most valuable trade asset unless we move PJ, and I don't think anybody wants to move PJ. And I mean, I love Gafford, man, but if we could get, I'm talking about the Gafford, Hardy, Omax, and a first round pick, we could get, I don't know how high of a player, but we could get a really good shooting guard to put Clay's ass, either on the bench or limited minutes.
they
Do
also
you
want
Clay
to.
already needs to
They're
be.
trying to replicate what the Wolves were doing last year too, with the three big guy, the size and everything. I feel like they're just moving to bigger team, and
yeah,
I think getting rid of
do y'all want
Gafford.
to I'm gonna ask you the question I asked yesterday or whatever. Do y'all want another star player?
No. That's the
That's
thing.
what I'm
That's
saying.
why I'm
I don't
so
think you
sick of
need
like,
another star player. That's what I'm saying. Like you
no.
have enough talent now. You just like Big J always saying, you get a draft pick, you go for a point guard in the draft, somebody that can fill the spots. You let Brandon Williams keep playing, like y'all saying. You can like get rid of the extra like fat or whatever. Like if you think Jaden Hardy is about time, he has a decent contract now. Him and Klay Thompson are what, like 20 something million, almost 25
Yeah.
between the two of them. Like you can go get yourself a guard. I think you don't have to let go of Gafford. I think you only get rid of Gafford if you're going for like a KD or something like that.
And I
And
think
that's
they're
and
going
once
for
again,
size. I think they've even expressed
exactly.
that they want a bigger team, a defensive team, all that.
That makes all makes
Let's
sense.
go talk.
It all
Let's keep
makes
going for
sense.
a guard.
It all makes sense if they're going to re-up Gafford. I have
Yes.
zero confidence that, because he's already making 15 million this year, and on the market he's probably gonna
He can get 30.
accrue 30, and then right after this year, Lively's team option is going to be over.
Yep.
So there's no way they're going to pay Gafford $30 million and Lively $25 million for 2 to 3 straight years. Not this team.
You got to
I
get
don't even.
Gafford. You have to get Gafford for 20 million to
Yep.
I mean,
25, like
Lively's
at the
been great, but
most.
I don't think Lively would be getting 25 million at this
Not
point.
yet. He
Yeah,
still has 2 years to play before he gets his
right.
contract. You feel me? So you don't know
Correct.
where he got to stay healthy. Now you got 2 years
Yeah,
still to decide. With him only being a second year player, if Gafford though, if you could get PJ and Gafford for like 50 mil,
Yep.
if you could somehow get PJ and Gafford for 50 mil, that sets you up. And like they said earlier, that would take probably Kyrie then taking that pay cut and everybody saying we a team and we going to take a little bit less. Because if Kyrie takes the pay cut, I think you may get the other two guys for 25 mil.
I don't know if he has to
If
take a pay
Kyrie
cut
said
based on
he doesn't have to, but listen, what I'm saying is
yeah.
just the leader. You feel me? Me being the leader saying I'm going to take a little bit less. Everybody else would be like, I'm following Kyrie. That's my guy. I'll take a little bit less as well.
Right. And I guess the question is, does Kyrie want the money or does he want to play somewhere where he feels comfortable after
I think he
all
wants to
the
be the leader.
crap he's been through?
They
But
don't got as
also,
much money as Kyrie lot, but making $25 million a year ain't nothing to bark at either.
Right.
but also, is this are these? Yeah, I do it for Kyrie. If I was a player and Kyrie does it, I'm gonna follow my leader. But also, am I gonna give this team a discount? Like this team, because I don't think the players are as happy about the scenario as they portray.
They tell him to
I
shut
don't.
up.
I don't see any players giving the Mavericks a discount right now.
They told us shut
So
up
we
though,
already
Glenn. Who
so
right? I don't know who. I don't know who to believe.
so here's the thing. What did Kai just come out and say? Kai came out and said that in his thing, he basically said he plans on being here, and that's why he's asking people to chill out with all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Kai plans on leaving. I've been saying that since the trade. Kai is the leader of the team. He was already the leader of the team. He's the
Yep.
unquestioned leader of the team now. And so I think he embraced that. And he's looking like, okay, everybody's looking at him, and he's holding the team together. And as much as you can say whatever about the people and all that, but like I told you, when I talked to Sent's assistant, he was talking about when they traded for Kai, they did a bunch of stuff to make him feel that the organization was embracing him, like with his charities and all that stuff. So that's why they wanted to ingrain him into the city so that he wouldn't want to leave, and that's kind of why he's like, this is home.
If I'd have
I
told
think.
you, go ahead, Glenn. Go say your part. I'm sorry, Glenn.
I was gonna say I think Kai's gonna stay. I just don't know. He has all the leverage, even with this injury. He has all the leverage, and if he took $5 million left last year to sign with us, and he did because he decided not to go for the max, and I have all the leverage, and I wasn't completely happy of the direction that you went, but this is my team. I'm getting older, and I don't want to go anywhere else, and this is the best position to win. I'm still going to ask you to pay me all that money that you saved on that Doncic contract, and I'm not in the mood to give this team a cut at all. But I'm going to stay if I'm Kyrie. But I don't know about this pay cut thing, man. I mean, maybe when the team was kumbaya, yeah, and we weren't going against the team versus the organization. But I don't know, man. I think he's gonna get his
Glenn,
money, and I think he's rightfully so should.
Glenn, you don't feel like they making the team like all against Luca? Not so. Let me say this right. I don't think they're against Luca, but I think the team they're like promoting them like you guys can do this without Luca. So they like pushing it like we believe in all of y'all. We will put whatever we have to behind y'all. It's just we didn't want to give Luca that money. You don't feel like that at all? Like they're trying to like make it like it's still camaraderie. It's just
I,
we got
I
rid of
feel
Luca.
I feel like they're doing us against the world mode, and us is the media, sometimes the fans, us is sometimes our own organization. But I feel like they want to bunker down and play basketball, and they can't help the business side because I still can't get that Cleveland loss out of my eyes of when we traded for Doncic. I'm sorry, traded for Davis, and they obviously decided not to play. They quit. That's the only game this season that they kind of lifted up their skirt. So I don't think they're happy. I don't think they've been happy, but I think they like playing basketball here under Kyrie. So I think the organization is part of the world. They're like we're against everybody, and we're gonna bunker down.
I feel you.
But you know what? A lot of people also discredit. They talk about it's going to be and I'm like I said, I don't drink all the Kool Aid. I know it may sound like, but Kyrie and AD have been friends for years too. So there is another reason for Kyrie to stay. I know he lost his brother and Luca,
Mm-hmm.
but he's been wanting to play with AD for what 7 years now,
Yes.
and they finally together. So it's not just like he's on the island by himself. And people, like I said, like to discount that part too.
We got AD for how many years?
What, 3 after this?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
And remember what we saw. Remember what we talked about this year when we saw Luca and Kyrie had their handshake. And I was like, oh, because remember we talked about, they finally got a handshake. And then
Mm-hmm.
when AD came here that first practice, they had a handshake, and I was like, well, dang. You know what I mean?
Let
I
me
was
ask you
like,
this, Big J, as
yeah.
as a Maverick fan, because I know you were a Maverick fan before Luka and before Kyrie.
Yep.
Knowing how the situation happened, how we got Kyrie, right? Because a lot of people didn't want Kyrie
Mm-hmm.
when we got Kyrie. People were like, "Oh my goodness, we giving up too much." People were saying we giving up too much for Kyrie. Even Maverick fans and all.
Yeah.
If I'd have told you then that they were getting Kyrie to build a team around him and get rid of Luka as the leader and all that stuff, how would you have felt?
Early on, like I said, because of where Kyrie was at that point, because he was in, like I said, even now, man, when Kyrie does stuff, I still like I said, when he went on there a couple weeks ago and started posting, I was like, oh, look, Kyrie's saying stuff. And I'm like, oh, no, Kyrie's saying stuff. So, because I got a little nervous. But I think he's in a good place. You know what I mean? Because before he came here, he was not in a good place.
Yeah.
And I think he's finally in a good place.
He was.
I think he's at peace here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Besides what all's going on, I think he's actually at peace, and I think he's relishing his spot. So I think before, like we said, when he was in Boston, he wasn't ready. When he was in Cleveland, he wasn't ready. I think he's now mature enough to be the guy on a team.
And I agree with you. But if I'd have said, well, Kyrie gonna mature when we get him, but we're gonna get him and get rid of Luka.
Well, of course nobody would go with that because, like I said, Luka was Luka.
Okay. Just making sure everybody ain't changing history. Like
no.
Y'all ain't like, and I'll be out that Kyrie was leading this team when everybody didn't want to hear that. Like the leader don't got to be the best player and all that stuff. But
correct.
You feel me? Like they would have told me back then. I knew go get Kyrie. I yelled go get Kyrie. I would not have yelled go get Kyrie though if I knew it have said get rid of Luka.
Yeah, no. And I don't think they was planning on getting rid of Luka. Like I said, I really do think that. I think it was Nico got sick of Luka, and I think he convinced the other folks that Luka was the problem.
Yeah.
Has anybody finished reading that Tim McMahon book yet?
No. I hear people talking about it. That they love Tim McMahon now and all that.
I'm on the last chapter of it right now, the very last, and it's good. I mean, it's definitely gives you insight. It gives you flashbacks and flash forward. It's not just about Doncic. It's about the organization. And boy, the Mavericks had a lot of black eyes I forgot about a lot. But when it comes down to it, Luka never got a chance. It's kind of like the Michael Jackson effect. Michael Jackson never had a chance to be a kid. He grew up with some weird traits, and so it came out in his adulthood. That's kind of what Luka was. They couldn't stop him from being 15 years old, drinking sweet tea instead of water and they got fed up.
And I knew. Well, I think we all kind of knew that. But why were they getting rid of all of his people then if they wanted him to grow up?
Because they thought the way to do that, they thought they had babied him too much, and that he was getting too. But
I know
the
I can't believe it, Glenn. It's just wild. You babied a 24-year-old guy.
So what happened was in Tim McMahon's account is that Rick Carlisle, once he basically was really hard on Luka, he was trying to save his job the year he got fired, and he did get fired. And so he went the opposite way. He started doing everything Luka wanted. And then slowly when Nico came, they're like, we need this guy to care about fitness and health and this more than he does. And instead of like confronting him and saying, hey, we really need you to do this, they slowly started taking away the people he liked. The Salah Mejris, the Casey Smith was a part of that. They say that if we drown him from the people that enable him, maybe he was forced to grow up and listen to our direction. And it didn't work.
That was even why Jamal Mosley didn't get the job or even get an interview.
Man, there's so much potential backstabbing in the book with Jamal Mosley.
That don't even make sense, Glenn. That's ridiculous that they did that. Like, that's how you do. That's a dumb decision. That's not how you take care of that situation. If you're trying to get him to do and then it sounds like, and like I didn't even have to read the book. I can pay attention to what's going on. Nico had fell in love with that Mamba mentality nonsense. And I don't mean it as nonsense like towards Kobe. Like Kobe lived that and showed that and all. But everybody that wins a championship, not Kobe Bryant. He's not the only person that's won a championship. You don't think, oh my God, because Kobe was out here not drinking and all that stuff. Everybody, Kobe Bryant. Well, Michael Jordan did. And LeBron James does.
You remember in the offseason when they talked about how Jason Kidd was sitting with Phil Jackson in the offseason trying to talk about concepts of the triangle? That's not what they were talking about. He sat with Phil Jackson trying to figure out how did you deal with these personalities, the Rodman, the Jordan, the Pippen, that were all different. Because I got a superstar that I can't figure out how to take some things seriously. So the book talks about that's why he went to go sit with Phil Jackson, and he went on a coaching tour to try to figure out what the best coaches do to try to reach their star players, and he basically said he couldn't get it done with Luka.
It's wild because it seemed like every time Jason Kidd called out Luka, Luka would work on whatever Jason Kidd called him out on. So it seemed like it was that simple, and they just made it like always. The Mavericks want to be the smartest guys in the room and do something the way where you could just talk to him and say, "Luke, I need you to do this," and then pull him to the side if he's not doing it still, and say, "No, Luke, I'm serious. I'm gonna pull you to the side. You got to do this. I'm gonna embarrass you a little bit." And Luka don't like getting embarrassed. He don't run away from problems. He don't run away from them. People think, well, if he gets embarrassed, he's going to be sad. He's going to run away. No, he's going to work.
But let me ask you, King. I tell you, I was watching, and I feel terrible for watching, but I was watching Locked On one time after the trade, right? And they were talking about, because they go to practices, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, when they made the comment that they've been there before, when Luka was like, "Hey, you know what? We're not going to practice today. We're just going to shoot." And I'm like, and they said the team would be like, "Oh, okay," because they were scared to push back. And I'm like, "How you know what I'm saying?" I'm like,
but why is everybody saying that now? So everybody else, they talked about Kyrie before Kyrie got here, Locked On and all that. They talk about everybody else. They go say their little things. Why is it? My thing is, why is it now okay to talk about it? Don't talk about it still. So if it's okay not to talk about Dwight Powell and his weaknesses and all that, why he's still here and all that, don't talk about it at all. Don't now try to be I'm on the opposite side when the whole other time you were fighting for the other side.
King, were you the one that's one of you on here mentioned something that I didn't know about, and then I heard it in the book, and I was like, "Oh crap, that must be real." Did somebody on here mention that Devin Harris was not a fan of?
Yes, I've said that since the beginning of time. That Devin Harris is always just like Luke, and he's always through comments towards him.
Well, damn it, you were onto something, because even in that Tim Harris books, it talks about the last year when Devin Harris was on the team was Luka's first year, and how Devin Harris was just like. He's been whispering things also to the organization too about how Luka's not this, Luka's not that, Luka's not this, and you can tell in the book he was not a fan of Luka.
Glenn, how can I see that?
What did they say
I see
about
all of that stuff over here? How can I tell the book? How is Tim McMahon how is he supposed to be the face of Luka and all that, and the Mavericks and all? And I don't get it. Like, then why didn't you talk about that beforehand? Why when we ask you about it, like all this stuff don't make sense if we were yelling this.
Is there anything about Stackhouse in the book, Glenn? Anything about like Stackhouse? Because he's been really quiet.
No, but I got one more chapter. It's supposed to be the big chapter that has all the ooh moments. So soon as I read it, which will be this week, next game I'll holler, let y'all know what I hear.
I'm on the damn other side of the damn country. How can I see this just from body motions and stuff like that? How people are moving. They'd be like, "Oh, I can see Devin Harris." Devin Harris last year was the year where all them guys were like freezing out Luka and all that stuff. Devin Harris was a part of the team. Devin Harris was the guy that was more of the point guard at the beginning when Luka Doncic was there, was backing up what's his name, Dennis Smith Jr. until Luka Doncic got the ball and they took the ball out of Devin Harris's hand and all that, and they forced him basically to retire. That's what happened that year. Devin Harris, after that point, started throwing sly remarks on when they would talk during the middle of the show and all that. Everybody protects your star player and all. Devin Harris was the one player that would always magnify what Luka's doing wrong and all that. It was always Devin Harris and throwing little remarks, and I was like, damn, that's your superstar player. That's not how you usually talk about your guy. Like, you don't point out what he's doing like that. Like, damn, you adding to the media. I could already see all that.
I'm still curious about Jerry because he's been so quiet through all this, and I wonder if he's one of the biggest sources for the unnamed sources for Tim McMahon about all this.
Jerry Stackhouse, he's saying. That's crazy. I don't
because he's up there in the organization and I haven't seen anything.
Jerry Stackhouse?
You mean Michael Finley? I think
Finley. Sorry. Oh my God.
Yeah,
and the thing is
I don't know. Sorry.
I don't know about all that stuff about Michael Finley. He never says anything. My thing is all this. So all of this. Here's my thing, Glenn. This is why I tell you I will never change, bro. I don't care if Mark Cuban shares me 1,000,000 times. Thank you, Mark Cuban, but I'm gonna call it what it is. Mark Cuban, this ain't just happened this year. You feel me? All this ain't just happened this year. Mark Cuban lost control of the team this year. This year, all that stuff was happening while Mark Cuban was still. It was building while Mark Cuban was still here. So for him to act like he knew nothing that was going on, that's bull.
I tell you even worse. Even with the finals run, the way, and I normally am a believer that Tim McMahon's heavy-handed on the Mavericks. I will say I believe he was as fair as his Tim McMahon brain could be for the book. Um, but this organization was a shit show before the all the upper management. There's like 4 sexual misconduct or rape
Yep.
cases. One with Mark Cuban's assistant
Yeah.
against Donnie Nelson's niece. And
Yep.
so
I thought it was his nephew.
yes, nephew. And then the Harala Bob, Donnie Nelson feeling like each one of them were taking each other's job at the same year. Mosley and Carlisle were having a power struggle. It's our franchise has been so toxic. We lucked into what we did with Luca in the championship. And so I don't know if Nico is wanting to wash everything and start anew, but this book really highlights all the stuff we probably forgot.
As I said, and Mark Cuban doesn't know anything on every interview. He doesn't know about any of this stuff.
Well, remember, Mark was part of that whole toxic situation. That's why he hired Cynthia, because
And he don't
he
know
had
about.
to back up because he was
and
about to get sued.
You remember what Mark
Trump.
Cuban said when that happened? That he didn't know about this. He's sorry.
Yeah,
That was his whole thing. Mark
That's-
Cuban don't know about any of it. That's all I'm saying. The owner of the team don't know about anything going on with the team.
The fifth.
But the
No,
owner of the
there was
team that
another
talks
guy.
about the team all the time and always involved in stuff don't know nothing about the team.
But
Tell
no,
me.
I'm saying, remember there was another guy before Cynthia that came that was the president. It was a black dude who was from, I think, Coca-Cola or something.
He got caught. He got caught. He got caught literally with his in his hand, beaten off in front of a computer with his door open in the offices of the Mavericks.
Hey, Glenn, and Mark Cuban didn't know about any of this, Glenn.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Any of this in the office, and all this stuff, office stuff. This office stuff. Mark Cuban don't know about any of this.
Yeah, that's when he claimed he was only doing the basketball stuff and he left everything to Terdima. That's what it was. He was saying that
Aren't the people in the office doing basketball stuff? Hold on. Ain't that what he doing? I'm not saying, Big J, I'm not going against you, but just listen to what we're saying, man. Isn't that what the people in the office, ain't they with the GM and them, they go sit and all when they not at the basketball games, they all in the office?
But I'm saying, so there was the way they had it broken out was like 2 different camps. Like when Cynthia was here, she was more of like a manager versus she didn't have anything to do with basketball operations. You know what I'm saying? She didn't do
that's straight CEO and all that stuff. What I'm saying, these ain't just the CEOs and all that stuff, though. These people involved. Daryl Armstrong wasn't a CEO.
No, he was assistant coach. No,
that's basketball operations. You feel what I'm saying? All it's not just those people, and you're the owner. You still deal with those people. You gave Cynthia and them a job and made her step down just as quickly. Not just you, but you feel me? Because you wanted that dude to the Warriors or whatever.
Yeah, Cynthia came in to clean up the team, and then the other guy came in to help build a new stadium. That's why he's here.
That dude knows. I got you. I hear maybe all that stuff. My brain going to say usually what I see is your owner usually dealing with all. That's the main people you dealing with, the office folks. That dude to say he doesn't know about any of this, and then to have all these issues and to still not be involved with it and not know still.
I know. Oh, that should have. But no, that's the thing. Mark was facing a lot. I mean, Mark and Donnie's lawsuit is still going because remember, Donnie's suing Mark for $50 million.
Yep.
They just
that's still going on.
The book said it just settled like at the beginning of this year.
Oh, okay.
So I ain't talked to Donnie in forever. It finally. I mean, but that's a long time, man, to have that hanging over your head. And at the time, Cuban kind of the book made it seem like he kind of was distracted because he was getting ready to potentially make a presidential run. But the book also talks about with all the skeletons in Cuban's closet, he decided against that. But yeah. I can see him being a little aloof to some of the things that were going on for a 3-year period.
3 okay. Again, here we go. Aloof. 3 years. This ain't just been happening for the Mavs for 3 years. This has been happening since before Luka.
No, I'm saying I think Cuban came in. I think Cuban was running the Mavericks like a frat house. And because, like I said, that's the environment. You got to realize before he had broadcast.com, when he first moved out here, Cuban was living in a house with 6 dudes. Before that, he
Yeah, I
owned a
know.
bar in Pennsylvania.
The
Like I
whole
said, it was
Yahoo thing and all that stuff gave him a bunch of dudes.
yeah,
I know. Yes.
yeah, it's a party thing. So
Yes.
I think he ran the company like he did the other company. Like I
So
said, it was like
so
a
hold
big
on.
house.
My statement. I don't want you to think I'm saying Mark Cuban out here essaying women or nothing like that. I ain't saying that. What I'm saying is Mark Cuban ain't oblivious to what's going on in this company. That's how I feel. I feel like
No,
there are people that just look the other way, and he may be one of the people that just look the other way.
I think he built a culture that was toxic because that's kind of what he was used to. You know what I'm saying? He was
Mm.
used to the bro stuff.
Hey man. Hey.
And that's what it was ultimately on him because it was his company and he wasn't, he let it get to that point. But that kind of stuff was
Yeah,
going
but
on.
BJ, I know you remember, but at the time when Cuban came, we looked at him like he was a savior because Ross Perot Jr. at the time was the worst owner that had ever owned a basketball team. So anything we got felt like it was amazing. We loved Mark right from the go because Ross Perot was so bad.
Oh yeah, I
That
remember
dirt
when Mark
that
changed everything.
2011 is like the blessing for not only this organization but for Mark Cuban. That's what I say. 2000. We don't understand how special 2011 was. That's how special 2011 was. Because based off of our ownership, off of our team and all that stuff, we shouldn't have had it. Because we don't know how to build a team. We don't know how to do stuff right. We are a bad organization.
Hell, it's so bad now. I forgot about when we were just asking Mark to shut up because all the referees had a bias against us because of all these fines he would get
Yep.
from complaining. So like, and I do wish Mark owned the team again. But how can you tell your franchise player to have self control and conduct yourself accordingly when your whole history up until the last 5 years has been screaming at the refs at the top of your lungs, putting our team in a bad position because we don't get no 50-50 calls.
Hmm.
Oh, because before there was Luca, Mark was Luca. Mark was the one that was
Yes.
always yelling at the
And
refs.
Dirk had to tell him to shut up.
Yeah,
Told him sit your A down, literally.
but that's the thing. I remember he had amassed like what about 1.2, 1.3 million in fines the
So
first couple of years.
all Mark do is save face, man. He go on these interviews to say the point fingers at other people. It is what it is. He literally goes to an interview, and I've never seen Mark Cuban go to an interview and explain something he's done. But like 50 years later, when that Steve Nash thing finally got to him, he said something. Like he always points the finger at somebody else.
He got a
Man,
lot
you
of
know
stuff.
what? I didn't have anything to do with Luka Doncic thing. It was all
He
them.
got a
They
lot
tried
of
to text me. Go
He
ahead,
got a
Glenn.
lot of stuff to apologize for. I mean, breaking up the 2011 team, going after Dwight Howard with everything he has, going after Deron Williams with everything we had, um, Chandler Parsons' badass contract. I mean, Mark has made bad turn after bad turns, man.
And that's why I said that's why when people act like I remember King. I said this when the trade went down. I'm like, if we didn't riot after the 2011 team got broken up, because like I said, that team could have ran it back. And I said, but we look at it like, oh, this is the worst thing. Like I said, Mark's made a bunch of bad decisions prior. Like I said, the Steve Nash thing and all other stuff. You know, you let a two-time MVP walk. You know what I mean?
Mark Cuban let
There's
Jalen
been
Brunson walk.
yeah.
Mark
And I
Cuban let
still
Tyson
blame
Chandler walk twice.
I still blame Mark Cuban for the DeAndre Jordan, even though that
Mm-hmm.
was I was so mad during that time frame.
I
But
blame Mark
When they were
Cuban.
locking him out the house.
Oh,
that
how about
that
this?
shit was hilarious though.
I think that Mark Cuban was more the reason why players didn't come play for Dallas. Not that Dirk didn't talk to people.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people didn't like Mark. That's the
Didn't
thing.
like Mark Cuban the way Mark Cuban talked about Russell Westbrook and all that. The way he talked about Kobe.
Kobe, I think liked because Kobe. Remember,
He
Kobe
did. He
was
did
going to
at
come to
first
Dallas.
until he said. Then he started talking about the amnesty and all that stuff towards the end of his career.
No, 'cause I know
And it's like,
Kobe said he
why are
wanted
you
to come
talking
back.
about that?
You remember when the cap rules changed and Mark swore up and down to everybody, my whole team's gone over it. We're smarter than everyone. We know exactly what's gonna happen. And we were the last team to like take advantage of the new cap rules because we mismanaged it so bad. And also, why do we have Donnie Nelson Jr. running things when the only thing he's ever been good at is overseas finding, developing the players? But for 2 years, he didn't do anything on his job, and we didn't take the draft seriously.
Nope.
Like we could have had Tyrese Maxey over Josh Green, and every draft there was that example of we don't
Desmond
evaluate
Bain.
our draft picks. Desmond Bain.
But hold up, Glenn. You
But
know
that hold
why?
on, Desmond Bain. I think that was Howard. Was it Bob?
Yeah, but hold
Brother
up,
Bob,
y'all
whatever.
know why. Y'all know why. Your owner literally said the draft don't matter.
But and the thing is, I'm
Mark
gonna tell you.
Cuban.
Remember though, if you go back to Cuban, remember I told y'all there was that one draft when, and I remember because Donnie was pissed when he wanted to take Giannis, and Mark overrode him and made him take Shane
Yep.
Larkin. So we traded down to go get Shane Larkin because he wanted to save. So I think it was like $700,000 to go after Dwight Howard, who never came here, and we passed on. Like I said, Giannis for that. And like I said, what's the name? Donnie was furious.
Yeah.
Yeah, the book talks about that. I mean, I, we I don't know how we've gotten good because half of my lifetime we have basically ignored the draft, which is 50% of team building. And, to think about how far Dirk carried us on his shoulders, because even that championship team had a lot of bit players, but it only had
Yeah.
one alpha.
Glenn, you wanna
Only
know
had
why
one
you know
alpha.
how we got good? Nico Harrison.
Pass.
Hey, I know. That's why I say it's trash. But it's the reason why we got good was Nico Harrison.
Yeah.
I mean, he could do the ultimate mistake. That don't change the rest of the stuff. Reason we
But
got
that's
good
like
was because of Nico Harrison.
everybody, like I said, everybody wants to clown. And like I said, he made a lot of moves that were good, but everybody's like, and I like that. I know.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this, because when we got PJ and Gafford and all that, I still think those were great moves. But I would basically kind of like overlook the first moves that Nico would make, like the I'm gonna trade Grant Williams in a second round pick. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta trade Grant Williams back again because I didn't mean to get him. He didn't fit. Like every good move, Nico did have that first move that didn't really work out. Like JaVale McGee was a part of Nico's
Yes.
reign. So I
But they wouldn't
I
sit
look
on
at
it though. Nico not so all GMs make bad moves, I feel like. All
Mm-hmm.
GMs make bad moves. It's about what you do with the bad moves. Nico, even with getting Grant Williams, what Nico got in return based off of what we gave up for like Gafford, PJ, and Kyrie, you would do that 100 times over again.
I
I
agree.
mean, think about it.
I think Nico has the vision. I just don't think he cares about the future. Which now, because I now see that clearly, I took Nico from being a brainiac to you can
A
only be
maniac.
yes, because you are gambling with tomorrow to pay
Yes.
for today.
Yes, I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. Two things can be true. He was bordering on the line of genius. Now he did a psycho move. It's a thin line. And that's what Nico did. He made one of those. He made a big mistake, I feel like. But that don't take away from the fact that I think he made a bunch of awesome moves as well. Like I'm the one I will never say bring KP back. I'm so glad we got rid
No.
of KP. I will always be like, thank you so much, Nico, for getting rid of that guy. That Mark Cuban signed when he said he would have signed the tenure or whatever like that, or the tender just stay there for 1 year. The qualifying offer was like, bro, what? And Mark Cuban said, no, let's get this guy a max contract because he's gonna be our next Dirk. And then got rid of Jalen Brunson. Yep. All that stuff. Like Nico, two things can be true. Man, I wish he didn't do that, man. But he did it. So but Mark Cuban, again, back to him. He's never explained why he sold it to this regime or whatever. He's never. Still have not heard Mark Cuban based off of what he politicking for and all that. I'm like, bro, why would you do that? He still has not said anything.
I tell you, man, you think about it like a regular person, and I tell you that's part of the problem. One, I tell you, I think the biggest part was Mark missed, just like everything else we talked about. I think Mark misunderstood what was about to happen with the TV deal because that's what he kept harping on for years.
And Big
He
J,
kept saying
I
that.
think you're right. I think you're right. What I'm saying, why hasn't Mark Cuban said it?
because Mark Cuban ain't gonna admit a mistake. That's the thing.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. He always tries to save face instead of talking about what's going on and going better from there and saying, "Man, I made a mistake. This shouldn't happen." No, he always wants to be, "Nah, I made the right move for this reason."
I'm gonna tell you. Now, as far as why, like I tell you, but as far as why he sold to this team, I tell you, they have a long-standing relationship, even though they don't agree politically on stuff. They've been doing business and doing stuff with each other for over 20 years.
I know. So I know they're basically.
Yeah.
So again, Jay, I'm with you. I know they're all friends. So why are you trying to fool the common man with believing that they're so bad and all, and you're so against them? So I know it's going to a personal thing with Mark Cuban. I got you. Yes. Yeah, I don't like that.
Tim McMahon says that he thinks Mark is handling it this way because he's afraid that this will be what ends his legacy. That it'll be the only thing people remember him for. Not anything 20 years ago, but the Luka trade will be what stains his legacy.
Yes, and Glenn, I've said that for years now. If Mark Cuban loses Luka Doncic, it will take away everything else that he's ever done, and it'll be the foolish move. You can't be trusted anymore because you made that foolish move. I've yelled that for years. Saying, and it don't matter about any other investment Mark Cuban has made. This was the investment. If you fail this one, you look like a fool. Man, I wish the organization would just talk to its fans and just let them know the real, man. It'd be so much easier.
The problem, like we said too, look at what we got. So we got Mark Cuban, who's the smartest guy in the room and the dumbest guy. We got Kid, who's the smartest guy in the room
and the dumbest guy. Yep.
And we got Nico,
who seems like the smartest guy in the room and the dumbest guy.
So when you got that whole thing going on, with all of them are smug and thinking that they got it, they're not going to ever come out and say, "I made a mistake." You know what I mean?
So you saying a committee? You saying instead of a hierarchy like we yelled for years, you got a committee of guys thinking they're the smartest in the room?
And it used to be just Mark had the override, but like I said, I think Mark lost his veto power because, like I said, Mark used to do that all the time. He would always veto. They always talked about the triangle of him and Donnie and Rick for years. But Mark always had veto power, and he said, because I'm the one writing the checks. And so he would step in and GM a lot of stuff himself, but I think he just screwed it up. And like I said, he hired people like him.
Yes.
That's what a lot of people do. You hire people who reflect yourself, and that's what he did. He hired two guys that think they're the smartest guys.
When he should have been hiring balances. Yeah. People that can balance him.
Yeah. And offset, yeah. But it is what it is.
Oh my.
That's the one that gave us life.
That's man. It is what it is, man. It's done. Can't go back and change history, man. It is what it is.
What kills me though is all the people I keep seeing. They're like, "Oh, next year they're gonna sell the team back to Mark." I'm like, y'all sound retarded.
Nah, they ain't selling the team back to Mark. I told you, I think, like I said, the Adamsons are going to own the team until a couple things happen. One, either like they go somehow get bankrupt or some way, and they like lose, and they worth way more than what this team worth. So they can, like, if they go bankrupt and they got to sell the team. Two, if they pass it along, they want to pass it along to somebody, and the kid like, I don't want to do this at all. Like, I'm just going to sell it or whatever like that. Or three, a scandal. If none of those happen, I see the Adamsons staying the owner of the team for a long time. This is passive money for them.
Well, I mean, look at it. Mark paid what, $285 million for the team that he sold 73% for $3.5 billion.
Yep.
You know, if they hold on for 20 years, that might be a $30 billion. You know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to always just be a little side change. They ain't never going to have to sell it because they not broke. You feel me? Like, so it's just making the money.
Actually, what people don't understand is, like,
you only sell stuff that you care for when you need money for it. Other than that, you keep it for the value.
Well, I'm gonna say they used to lose money on the teams, and that's they would make it up on, you know, when they sell. But like now with that new TV deal,
I can barely hear you.
Gonna be profitable.
Okay, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
No, I'm saying I think the problem is it used to be the teams would lose money year to year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, you know, I think they would make money when they sold. And like I said, at this point now, I think with the new TV deal, they're going to be profitable. All teams should be profitable now. Even the WNBA about to be profitable.
And like I said,
because they're
they're about to be profitable now. Yes, but
they got new TV deal too.
Nico and them. So my thing, I'm not stupid. That's how I be feeling. Like I'm not stupid. I understand. I can think with a clear mind and not, like just have a reaction and say, "Oh my goodness, what are you doing?" Nico can sit down and say, "Man, I'm worried that Luka his leg bleeding thing is something serious." It's like, okay, I was worried about that too, Nico, at the beginning of the year. I ain't gonna lie to you, but to then only not open up to like the everybody for like deciding, like saying, "Hey, what is everybody gonna do?" Let everybody decide what they're gonna give. For him to just get one draft pick and the Lakers say, "No, you're not getting two. Just take this one," and he said, "Okay." I'm like, I can't get that part. He could
Did
have
anybody
explained everything to me.
did anybody listen to Bobby?
Picks.
Did anybody listen to Bobby Marks today?
No.
No.
Okay, so Bobby Marks says he's working on an article, and they were asking when is it going to drop. He said it's going to drop the day the Mavericks play the Lakers, and it's an article of a collection. Since he's a former GM of the Nets, him talking to all of his former GMs
Mm-hmm.
and asking them what would you have given for Luka if it would have been made available to everyone.
Yep.
So he says, I have a collection and a list of all the things that would have potentially gone. One of the things was the Cavaliers would have gotten off of
Darius Garland.
Darius Garland and Mobley and 3 draft picks for Luka. So he said that's just one of the things. He said, but he has a whole list of like 20 GMs that came and said what they would have given, and he'll drop it on the day we played the Lakers.
And like I said, I pay attention. I can see that. No, Tone. As soon as it happened, Tone, that's what I'm saying. Now we going the other way. Come on, Tone. You know people would have given up that stuff. You think Cavaliers lying about that? I don't think they lying. It's a bunch of people that saying they would have done all that. As soon as they said it was done, they were saying that they would have given the house. That article came out as soon as it got traded. People were saying that. So
they said everything. They said, "What do you trade for?"
They not lying.
Everything.
They said everything. Everything. What's the name if it said he'd have given everything? What's that? The guy that helped us, Danny Ainge. He said he'd have given everything for Luka Doncic. And like I said, but at the same time, like I said it the last show yesterday. I am watching Luka Doncic still, and I see that he's not playing the game the same way he normally plays the game. His driving, like to the basket, it's not the same as it used to be. Luke used to be the best at doing that. Basically, it's not as easy for him right now. It look like he can't jump. Basically, that's the issue. His jumping is like just completely trash right now. He's shooting a bunch of threes. It's usually how you play when you become an older player. It is what it is. That's what I can understand it. When I saw blood at the beginning of the year, I was like, something that worries me. We had an off season. Why is he still bleeding? Why is he getting shots in his knees and all that? But to get that trade, I just don't feel like it was the right trade, no matter what.
No, I feel you, man.
AD is better than the Cavs players. You right, Bingo. But to have Evan Mobley is a beast this year. To have Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and you have 3 draft picks from them, I think I'd rather have that one. Sorry, AD. And Evan Mobley would have been playing. You feel me? The Mavs would have been competing. They would have been in the playoffs this year. Oh, Swanson said he said Allen, not Mobley. That's a different story.
My bad.
If he said Allen, I would still think about it. Because Jared Allen can play kind of that hybrid guy as well too. You can play him with like they playing with Mobley and all that right now. It's about them draft picks more, Swanson. Darius Garland and the draft picks. The Mavericks would have still been competitive either way, though. With Jared Allen and Darius Garland, the Mavericks would have been competitive right now, though.
Remember, King, I was telling you the other day that they were talking about somebody put up an AD trade, and I'm like, if you would to substitute that AD trade for a Luka trade, I would have went with it. They were talking about with the Houston deal,
And that's just
basically
one
said it
trade
was.
though, too, y'all. Like
I know,
that's
but I'm talking
one
about
trade we talking about.
but the Houston one, it was supposed to be. What's that dude name? The point guard they picked last year. I forgot his name now.
Who I'm in?
No, it was a white guy, Reed or something.
Okay.
I gotta look at, but it was
Reed
him,
Shepard.
Reed Shepard. So Reed Shepard, Jabari Smith Jr., Cam Whitmore, and I think 3 firsts. And I'm like, that's interesting. You know what I mean? I can see that
Yeah,
being interesting too.
that's what I'm saying, man. Like you'd have opened it up, and then who's to say that Cleveland wouldn't have up there? You feel me? Their suggested order or whatever. Like when you bidding, when other people outbid you, you can sometimes say, "Hold up, you know what? I give you Mobley." Not saying they would have. I'm just saying that's what bidding war. That's why you open it up for a bidding war.
But Swanson, if you do that, then you got to take all the other picks. You got to take everything. You
Yeah,
can't
you
leave
take
nothing. If you're gonna
all of
say,
theirs. Lakers, you should have swapped everything and took everything they had. They should not have any. Like I said, that move should have ended the Lakers. That
yeah,
move should have been either he's there and you going to win, or you can't come back from this. That's the way you cripple the Lakers with that one. It's either one. They take the risk. You're taking a risk too, bro. You
because
think
when
this
they
guy
took,
that great and all that stuff? Give us everything.
because when they turned around and made that second trade for the center, I was pissed. I'm like, once again, you
Like
left
how
them
they
the
have enough
assets to
moves to
go
make
get
another
something.
move? Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
if we'd have took Dalton Connect and like I said, and the other picks, then I'd have been okay, cool. And I still would have been upset, but I'm like, at least you got everything they got.
Like I say, Tone, I don't got here nothing that guy say. He ain't get everything. He ain't say enough. That's how I feel. He said the Lakers need to give him 2 picks, and he said that Rob Pelinka said no, and he said okay. There's no
Like, come
way.
on, you said Luca's
There's no
fat.
there's
All
no
right,
way. There's
all
no
right.
way he said no, and you was like that. Come on, man. No way. There's no way. So all right,
But
that's fine. 1 pick.
they said Nico was fixated on AD, though. That was the problem.
Yeah, I know, Tom. I'm just saying, like, bro, he asked for 2 though, and he told him no. He said, "Oh, okay."
That cat shots flat a little bit there.
And I'd have said, "Okay, you gonna speak to his agent then, DV." That's why you don't hold it. He was trying to make everything a secret, man. He was trying to make just to get this little like, bro. Why are you worried about if Luka going to sign with another team? Why you care about Rob Pelinka? Let the other teams worry about that. Just open the bidding war.
No, no.
Mm.
Oh, oh, you can't be making those mistakes, man.
Yep, Richard. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was fixated on AD.
Mm-hmm.
So they said he went into there saying, I want AD. What is it going to take, basically? Instead of going in like, I got Luca.
He was damn near ready to trade Luka for AD 1-for-1. I feel you. If they'd have asked me who I'm trading for Luka, I'd have never said AD. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's what I'm saying. Everybody be changed. I feel like everybody changed it now. I'd have never said AD. I'd have said Giannis and all them. AD wouldn't have never been on that level of me saying, "Hey, AD."
All right, so here, like, you know what, King?
Ha!
If they'd have
You
said,
right. You right, Tom. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jay.
no, I
I'm
was going
sorry.
to say, if somebody would have said, okay, we'll trade Luca for Ant and Najee Marshall and all they picks. Would you go for
Ant,
that?
you mean Ant? You talking about Nas Reed
Nas Reed, yeah. Nas
and
Reed
all
and
their
all their
picks?
picks.
Yes. And Nico would have said, "I'm worried about his health and all that. I'm just taking the chance right now and all that." I would have understood. I would still been
Yeah.
mad. I'd have still been disappointed, but I'd have understood. You feel what I'm saying? Like he'd have said, And I'd be like, bro, I see them knees bothering me too. I got you. You saying you
Who
see
said
him
I
all
miss
this time and
Maxey?
all that. I hope it don't work out that way. It's still gonna be a risk, but I'd have been here to watch it. Like, okay, I see what you're doing here.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing here.
Atkinson,
I can understand this.
and I think that's the thing. I think we could have got something like that. I think we could have got,
Ant was
Atkinson like
gassed in the
that.
third round. Shoot, Anthony Davis only been in the third round twice in his whole career. Yeah, I know, DV. They said no. I was just doing a hypothetical. What Jay asked me though. He do got a ring. He got a ring. He do. He got a ring.
I mean, he got a good career, man.
So does Kevin Love, but I wouldn't have traded Luka for Kevin Love either before. You feel me? Like, I ain't no disrespect to AD. I ain't saying he was on Kevin Love level, but I'm just saying, like, so does Kevin Love. It's a bunch of dudes got rings, man. Klay Thompson got a ring. I wouldn't have traded Luka for Klay Thompson. I'm just saying, bro. Like, I'm sorry, Ariel. Like, y'all would have traded Luka for Klay Thompson and some picks.
No.
Y'all to say, man, even Klay Thompson in his prime, y'all to traded Luka for him with some picks?
No.
I said, man, you know what, Klay Thompson, all right, I see what you doing. Nah, not if Luka wasn't there. Then I didn't want Jimmy Butler. Then Jimmy Butler too old. That's done.
Hey, what's with this YN's talk?
I would not have picked AD. And like I say now, you can put the pieces together with AD. You can put the pieces together with AD with any team. AD is a great player that can fit any team. That's never been the issue. That's never been the issue of him being able to fit with teams. I've never been like, man, AD can't fit with a team. AD can fit with any team. He fits he fits everywhere. You put AD on any team, he's fitting. Any team. Yep. Nah, he ain't the perfect second option. I wouldn't pick AD as the perfect second. If AD was the perfect second option, the Lakers would have won multiple championships. And he's not supposed to be the perfect second option. He's supposed to be a number one option. They keep talking about him. That's why I said they fall in love with that ESPN talk when like they were saying that AD was the second best player in the league after they won a championship and all that. That ESPN talk got people thinking that AD is number one and all that stuff. And I'm like, I've seen enough to think the opposite. That's just my opinion. They did get rid of the center. You're right, but they didn't go anywhere near it again. And he still had they got rid of their centers. They still had Marc Gasol.
Well, I don't know about that.
As I say, I don't think so. I'm telling y'all again, if I said the same thing about Karl Anthony Towns could fit on every team. If I'd have said, man, but I don't think Karl Anthony Towns are 1 and 2, everybody would be like, yeah, I got you. I understand exactly what you're saying. Now that Anthony Davis on the Mavericks, nobody understands what I'm saying anymore about Anthony Davis. That's all I'm saying. Not you, Jay. I'm not saying you. I'm saying we want to chat now. Now that I say that, it's even with Anthony Davis stuff being whatever Anthony Davis stuff is, he's still everybody questions him being the number one option and all that.
So here's my thought. I look at these two dudes. I look at Kyrie and AD when healthy. I would put them on par with Boston's big two. You know what I mean?
When LeBron and AD were healthy, they could have been the best option. That's part of the problem.
No, I'm saying, but what I'm saying, like we know how we say that Boston doesn't have a alpha. They've got like 2 1Bs and a bunch of role players.
I got you.
And I
see what you're saying.
I think Kyrie and this are both 1Bs with a bunch of high level role players, and that can be successful. But once again, is that the best thing we could have got? No. But
that's what I'm saying. Y'all got. I think the Mavericks had a healthy. I yell that over and over again. Y'all one of the best teams in the NBA. Y'all got a chance if everybody had been healthy. Yeah. My thing now is that I think that's going to be a comment a lot with this Maverick team. I think that's going to be a comment that is being said a lot.
What's that? Oh no, he hurt.
If we
Hurt.
healthy, if we were healthy.
Is he all right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Brandon Williams. Come on, man. How old is he? What, 25? You said. You said he
25.
already in his prime.
I tell you, man. People get mad when I say stuff like I'm like, hey man, we talk about somebody that old, you know. Oh, I found out they said Taze Moore is overseas right now. I was asking about him the other night.
What guy you say was overseas? I'm sorry, Jay.
Taze Moore, remember we was arguing
Yes,
about
Taze Moore, yes.
Yeah, they say he signed overseas somewhere.
That's a good question, Div. I'll pose that to the I'll pose that to the audience. Everybody healthy right now on this Maverick team, right? Without Kyrie, are they better than the team from last year?
Without Kyrie?
Without Kyrie, are they better? Everybody else healthy. Are they better than the team from last year?
I don't think so. Oh, without Kyrie, no. With Kyrie, yes, and if we still had Luka, yes. You know.
But without Kyrie, no. Yes, including Luka, Tom. I'm saying without Kyrie, that team that went to the finals last year. Do you think the team this year?
Oh, you talking about if we had Luka on the team?
No. If you without Luka, so the team you got right now, without Kyrie, yes, like if everybody was healthy without Kyrie, do you think they're better than the team that went to the finals last year?
No,
so that's what Klay Thompson, with Najee, with Spencer, Exum could have been healthy. You feel me? B. Will, Lively, Gafford, AD.
No, but with Kyrie, probably, but also we had a banged up Luka that had to be carried for.
With Kyrie, yes. Without Kyrie, I don't think they better. Okay.
I think if you had Kyrie, it'd be better, but without Kyrie, no.
I can rock with that. I think about the same.
And that's not me being a homer.
I agree, but what if we had 100% Luka last year?
No, if we had 100% Luka this year, I think we'd be a better team than y'all could be healthy this year.
Yeah, if we had 100% Luka, we probably wouldn't.
I think 100% Luka with the Kyrie and everybody else healthy, I think better than the team you could have healthy this year.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's if Luka was 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, so again, I can understand if Nico's saying Luka's never going to be 100%. He's a drained battery that's going to keep losing charge. I think that's what Nico's saying. I just wish he would have got more.
And like I said, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, because I look at it too, because everybody's like, Luka's 25, 26. But I'm also like, Luka's been a pro since he was 13.
Yeah. And so Jay, I've always said, if Luka gets hurt, if them wheels get hurt on Luka, people keep yelling and saying it's not going to affect him. It will affect him. It'll affect him more than most because he's already just at the cusp of athleticism needed to be an NBA player. If you take that away, he's going to no longer get any separation and all that stuff. He's going to be a jump shooter, as it's looking like more of now.
Remember, a lot of people don't say it, Luka's legs are so strong. That's when he does that deceleration.
Yep, just goes past people, decelerate, and then or the Euros and all that stuff. Luka don't even do as many Euros anymore.
No, and Luka barely dunks anymore because once again, I think his knees and all that.
He's jumping, man. He can't jump at all. It's like, damn, you 25 and you can't jump at all no more. He'd be like, man, nah, I can't do that.
And you know the crazy thing is, Luka came into the league with a 37-inch vertical.
Yeah.
At 6'8".
Luka used to be athletic. Luka his first year and all that slow talk, and I was like, what y'all talking about? He's fine.
But yeah, that's why.
Yeah, Div, Luka, his arms are long and he had about a 37-inch vertical. Yes.
Yeah.
I think they just weren't used to seeing a point guard or that size in a while.
And that's why people were concerned about the weight. It was like, well, if the weight will stop you from being able to do that, it's extra. You're heavier. You can't go up and down. And even when you do go up, when you come down, it hurts more. That's why I say I understand everything. I hate when people just ignore what people say because of how they feel. Like they're not trying to hear what people are saying. It's like, bro, no, listen to me. I'm trying to say a point here. You just, I don't want to hear what you got to say and all. It's like, but no, he has a point. He's saying something that's true.
I'll tell you, my thing is if Luka, like I said before, if Luka does not come back,
he was a power forward, DV.
100%.
He started as a power forward. No, DV, you can say your point, Jay. I'm sorry, DV didn't he come out as a small forward? He started as a power forward.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, my thing is if
Yeah,
he has to come back 100% in shape, or to me, Nico was probably right.
Yes,
If
that's why I
Luka
say
comes back,
this year.
Joey
This year
looking,
is make or break. This summer and all that
yep,
stuff. What Luka does when he comes, I done said that multiple times, and people like don't understand what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, because the magnifying glass, all that BS, no longer going to be like it ain't gonna matter anymore. They don't care. They just want results now. So it's like Luka, what are you doing, man? Are you going to be able to get together and be what we think you can be, or not?
Now the other thing I'm gonna tell you that I heard his daddy talking about he gonna be he's built for the pressure and all that, but if they get into the playoffs and they get bounced in second round or something like that, which they probably could, they still need a
Yes,
center.
they
But if
could.
they get bounced in the second round,
They could move. They're one of those teams where they can whatever can happen depending on how stuff work out. You feel me?
my problem is what is Luca gonna do when everybody starts doing the? And I know people hate this, but you know how it is. If you run it with LeBron, it's gonna be your fault that LeBron didn't win a title. I think he got to be
right.
bad
Yes,
about.
They already
depending.
started that. They called him a
Depending.
ball hog today.
Depending. It depends. It depends. It depends. So last game, I knew they were going. I knew they were going to do that because Luca was shooting, and Luca been doing it all since he's been over there. His shot has just been because he's shooting too many threes. I keep saying it's all he's doing is shoot threes, man. It's like, bro, damn, Luca, get to the line and lay the ball up. I mean, get to the rim or whatever. But he's shooting the ball a lot.
Yeah,
That first game, Braun was trash. That first game he returned. But that's the game you get where you feel me. You return from injury. They don't do anything. They felt like he should have been getting the ball at his hand more the last game. They shouldn't call him a ball hog and all that stuff. But this is being in LA. You either gonna get the torch or you not. You feel me? This is what Luka was made for. Like Luka shouldn't be shooting 30% from the field or from the floor. Like
right.
he shouldn't. He shouldn't be shooting like that at times. He should be able to step up to the pressure. This is Luka. He say he loves pressure and all that stuff. This should not bother him. He should be able to show up and still shine, even when the most pressure is on him. That's what I feel about Luka Doncic. So if Luka can't do that, then LA's going to start having a problem, and they're going to start treating him certain ways.
Yeah.
Gift and the curse of being an LA Laker. Other people, exactly, Gina Kim. Other people, when they get criticized, it's about, yo, what's going on? Can you get criticized, and what are you going to do about it? It's like, man, they're not giving my credit and Braun get all this and all that stuff. What are you gonna do, Luka? This
Well, this
team was
now,
meant for you. They said it's for you. What you gonna do?
yeah, we shall see.
We already know what Braun doing. Braun doing something that shouldn't be done right now at this point. Y'all say different reasons why. Luka, we need you. You feel me? Like Luka, we need you to be Luka Doncic. That's what they need Luka to be. They already
I'm
know what they
just
got from
saying.
Braun now. They expecting Braun being Braun with Luka Doncic. That should be Luka. Should be enough. Luka can't be shooting 40% from the field. He's not in the
Nah,
Luka
playoffs.
got
No,
to
he's
come
not
back.
going to be able to do that, or they're going to be like, they are going to criticize him.
I'm telling you, man, Luka gonna come back. He's gonna be taller. He's gonna be ripped. He's gonna be looking. He's gonna be built like Giannis when he
He
get
said
back.
his knees going to be like solid metal. Then at that point, like Jay, I'm like, gee,
Tell you, man, he's gonna be behind it.
just walking through people
Tell you, LeBron gonna be like, do whatever you gotta do.
next year, man. I'm telling you, next year. I know how much I love Luka, but next year is that they going. Luka got a lot he got to do next year, man, or this summer, or whatever, to get ready for next season.
And they got well. There's also Rob got to do something this summer too.
You say
Rob
what,
Lincoln got
Jay?
some work to do. I said
Oh,
Rob
Rob
Lincoln
Lincoln,
got
yeah,
work to do.
yes. But Luka got, and that's my thing, Black. I thought about that the last game too. Luka playing in the off season. I think the Lakers going to tell him not to, especially if he does like we talked about, if he having banged up knees and all that stuff. The Lakers going to tell him no, and
But he didn't
that
play
might
last year
cause
though.
friction.
But
He
remember, he
did.
didn't play
No, he
last year.
played. He played and he didn't qualify. Luka played.
No, I'm saying, but I thought they didn't have to play. Remember, because they'd already got disqualified before the Olympics. So
Nah,
I
he
thought
played. He
he didn't.
played and they lost.
yep.
Luka played.
I know they didn't go to the Olympics at all.
Yeah,
I'm
because he
saying so
lost. They didn't get past the qualifiers. They lost.
I thought that was the year before when they
Nah,
lost.
that was last year. Yeah, he played like a couple games and they lost. Yep, Giannis kicked him out. And it was
Uh,
like, okay, we were glad he lost early or whatever because he get time to rest, and then he came in the league with his knees bleeding and all.
that's right. That's right. That is
But
right.
remember, because well, it wasn't even just that. That's the thing. And once again, this was all the stuff that kind of I think fit in. Because remember when Luca showed up, Luca made it to the first practice and got hurt the first day.
Yep.
And I'm like, you know, if you ain't play all summer, you should have been ready to roll. You know.
I'm with you, Jay. I'm with you, honey. I said the same things, man. I was mad at him for not doing it. I'm like, bro, you should be. Come on, man. We had the whole offseason and all. And people were like, well, you remember what he did all last year for us? I got that, but that still don't mean you should just, bro. Just because you saved a life don't mean you get to kill another person.
What Nico said.
You feel me? Like it's like just because I saved somebody don't mean, well, you know what? Now you get to go kill somebody now. No, that ain't what it means.
Well, that's my rule. I mean, you know.
Well, that's your rule. I got you. My bad, Big J. So I know what go down in your life, in your house or whatever. Like,
not at the house, you know. Not at the house.
All right, I got you. But that's my thing. I try to call it like it is, y'all. Like I just,
trips, you know.
It is what it is. No reason to lie. Like, but he might.
I don't. And once again, I think that'd be a mistake because I don't think Luca and Joker equals championship because that's kind of like Luca and LeBron. They're both facilitators that can score.
The thing is with Luca and Bron, though, Bron can still decide. You feel me? At times, hey man, let me put my feet down and be athletic and defend. Joker not doing that at all.
But I'm just wondering how long LeBron can do that.
No, I mean, but he picks and chooses spots. That's why Luka can have the ball and LeBron can do what he do. Joker not doing that at all, though. You feel what I'm saying? Like Joker's not defending. That's going to be you're not going to have a center behind you to help you. You feel me? Like Luka's not going to have that guy he can lob the ball to, and then that guy that can be behind him blocking shots. That's not happening.
Who said the Lakers are better without LeBron? Okay.
Nah, they're not better without LeBron.
I mean, like I said, I don't know.
That sounds like some wild. So I say that's when we become wild. It's like, why are we saying that?
And dude, I'm not the hugest LeBron fan, but at least I'm gonna tell the truth.
Yeah, like come on, why are we? Come on, man. Come on. Remember they were 0-2 when Luka first got there. Remember when he first played when he was on their winning streak? Does that mean Black the date that man Luka trash?
We don't remember anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't get how stuff just it just changed. We just wait for stuff. Like, oh, he's 0-2 since Brown return. Yeah, I know you trolling Black. But people really say that though. It's like, Luke, I don't think Luka and Bron have their chemistry together yet. I still think they are playing off of IQ, basically. Like we just smart players just doing stuff. Like off season, like next year when they actually have plays they make together and all that and be doing stuff. That's why I said this off season is ridiculous. This is house money. This is just how good can Luka and Bron be? Just put them on the same team and just saying let's go play. This off season when they have to like all play that give and go and all that stuff and figure out, hey, I know where you like going and all that stuff for sure. That's why Luka has to be the best Luka he can be next year.
Remember what happened with the Kyrie trade?
Yeah, exactly.
The first season,
same thing.
Like, oh, this ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I'm like,
yep. Like let them decide. People are like, oh my god, they can't decide who gonna take the shot at the end and all that stuff like that. It's like, bro, because they never played with each other and both of them like taking that shot. They have to figure this out. It's okay.
And they both wanted to defend each other. You know?
Yes. Then they both probably went to each other and said, bro, we just gonna go to whoever's flowing through and whoever open. He said, okay, that's fine. I got you. I believe in you. You're gonna give me the ball if I'm open? Yes. I'm gonna give you the ball if you open. Thank you. Let's do this.
But wait, what did we see? Remember what we saw though? Luke was the best opener and Kyrie was the best closer.
Yep.
And that's how they ran. Like Luka said, I start off and get hot, and then I start to facilitate. Then you start get hot, and then carry us home. So that way they can each kind of relax a little bit, and if they needed a little extra Luka at the end, he could do it. Because he'd been kind of coasting and facilitating.
But the same thing when y'all saying when Luka sits, they go on runs without Bron. What about when Bron had him going in a winning streak before Luka and when AD was out? No, Div. When LeBron was winning Player of the Month and all that.
But you know, I'm telling you what's gonna happen when LeBron turned 41. You're gonna have that Chris Paul effect when Chris Paul turned 36.
I keep waiting for that. I keep waiting. Big John, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm real talk. Like when
I'm serious. It's gotta happen.
players are at this age, like bro, when you get over 32, for real, I start waiting to see if that's gonna happen to you. It's happened. I've seen a few players. Dwayne Wade, it happened to. I watched Chris Paul. Like I say, it happens to players. And it's like, damn, you just hit that wall.
And it's fast. It's like,
yep. Once you hit it, it's over. Once you hit it, it's a wrap. You hit the wall, and it's like, bro, I ain't better than them no more. I know it.
Weird though, because Chris Paul had like 25 points, whatever.
Bro, Chris Paul was killing this.
6 points.
Chris Paul changed 37, and out of nowhere, something just said, bro, I can't move no more.
I tell you, they showed up with that basketball from Space Jam, and
bro, I don't know when it's gonna hit LeBron. Like I keep saying, at some point it got to, but for some reason, every other year I'm like, all right, Bron, this year gonna be at just like 20 points exactly. You know, he gonna just get that and maybe facilitate a little bit more. Come right back out and still give you 25 on like 50-something% scoring, man.
It's almost as if he's getting injections of long term.
I ain't saying nothing, Jay.
Minaj is so nice.
You can tell when they're lying. It's not the booth has a sixth sense. There is demonstrably no.
Oh, he gonna start hitting it now. It's over. Yo, wow. I keep telling. So why ain't Luka hit that wall when he was struggling? Based off of what y'all saying.
I tell you, I think realistically LeBron has about 1 year, maybe no more than 2 years left.
But hitting that wall, like what? How come Bron come back from an injury, which he came back faster from than he's supposed to, allegedly? He washed and cooked and hit that wall because he just came back from injury. But you know, Luka, they lose 4 in a row with him and all that stuff. He ain't hit no wall. It's bro cooking. His elbow is in. His elbow tight, bro. Pause. Yo, his elbow is tight, man. Bro, that elbow is in. A young Allen Houston, man. He going. Oh, I thought he was gonna hit it.
No,
hit it.
That's the problem.
Hit it. That arm got tired, man.
Somebody said they know why LeBron's still killing it.
Hey, y'all keep talking about it. That's y'all. They ain't gonna get me. His people ain't gonna end our show, Chico.
I ain't say it. I just said, maybe went back to Miami and saw somebody.
Short. And again, like I say, Jay, I'm not the crazy person that's going to yell, "Oh my gosh, what are you saying? It doesn't make sense." Like I told you, he did leave from Cleveland and take a 2-week vacation, not in Cleveland he went to Miami for some reason. I've seen the stories about the person with the LJ and all that stuff saying they released. I've seen all that stuff. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say he's doing it, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and be like, man, no way.
Is he friends with A-Rod, is what you're saying?
I ain't saying anything. You said it.
Him and Barry Bonds hang out together in the offseason.
Hey, you said it. Hey, Barry Bonds the best baseball player of all time, though. Damn near, so it don't matter. I'll say that if anybody else don't want to.
His head got bigger, but did his hair?
Bro, Barry Bonds and the Pirates is a totally different player from Barry Bonds and the Giants, man. Them dudes are two different dudes, man. Bro, people forget. Screw the Giants, Barry Bonds. The Pirates, Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer. Just on the Pirates.
All right. I think I asked you that question before. Who's better? Black Sammy Sosa or white Sammy Sosa?
Oh, what you mean? Black Sammy Sosa, man. All day. I gotta say that even if it was white Sammy Sosa. You set me up.
I mean, he is white now.
Yeah, I know. I said I had to say it. I don't know what's going on white Sammy Sosa right now. He was tripping.
Man, he was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. What do you mean?
That dude tripping,
We've seen you before, man.
That dude at one point was like pink as Pepto-Bismol, taking away his pigment.
I don't know what y'all talking about. It's like, I don't know what to start
That's
with.
nasty, man. I do need help. Sorry. You do. Somebody got to talk to him. Good rebound, Kai. Yes, Gina Kim. You need a VIP. I might have like one more left, Gina Kim. Exactly, bingo. He might be playing baseball over there in Cuba though.
All right, so Sammy Sosa or Mark McGuire?
Or
Sammy
not bring
Sosa.
him up.
Sammy Sosa a better baseball player than Mark McGuire.
I remember they had that home run derby.
They did, bro. Sammy Sosa hit 60 home runs back to back and didn't win the the home run title either year. That's stupid. That is ridiculous. My man hit 120 home runs in 2 years and didn't win the home run title either year.
Wait a minute. So you think when he stopped taking steroids, he turned white? Anyway.
Nah, I think he turned. No, he started turning white when he left the league. He's still Sammy. Not a small dude now, is he? Did he get small? He's still a big dude.
He's smaller than he was.
Yeah, but I mean, he gonna be smaller. But I don't feel like he's not a small dude, is he now?
No, he's not like
Sammy was. Man, Sammy done got caught with steroids, got caught with a cork bat, man. Sammy didn't care, and I don't even care. Sammy Sosa still was a great baseball player. So what?
Ask Div. You gotta do whatever it takes to win. That's what Div said.
Damn, Sharon said she was in St. Louis. That probably was an awesome time. That baseball, man, them baseball runs were incredible. Baseball was awesome back then, man. They need to let him take steroids again. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't erase that. Erase that clip, y'all. Don't clip that. But they need to let him take steroids again, man. Let them do their own decisions, man. Jeez. Steroids made baseball fun, man. Jeez. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
That race? Is that what you said? You remember that race?
Yeah, I remember it.
You was a baby, but Ben Johnson, man. I saw that and I was like, that dude is huge.
Pause. Gina Kim said if I had to get rid of one trilogy, which one I'm picking, Bad Boys or Rush Hour? Why can't I remember Rush Hour 2 right now? Which one is
Rush Hour 2 was the one where the Asian chick with the what is it, Asian chick?
That wasn't 3 when they were in Paris? 3 was Paris, right?
Yeah, 3 was Paris, 2 was the one with the casino.
Yes, you're right. When the casino, you're right.
Yeah. That's also one had Jeremy Piven. Remember, they was like buttercream. What size is the waist?
So I'm not even. I would probably. I'm gonna tell you. I'm not a Bad Boys Part 2 dude. The one with Michael Bay and all that. I wasn't a Bad Boys 2 guy because I felt like it was what's his name? Mike Lowry or Will Smith show. It didn't feel like they were like partners on Part 2. It felt like it was more about Will Smith and Martin Lawrence was a side character, and then it was like sidekick, and then it was just a bunch of explosions and all that. Like I wasn't the first one. Yeah, first one is a classic. Rush Hour 1 and both of them. Like Rush Hour 1, every time I watch it, I'm laughing like it's the first time. Every time.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of
everything that dude say, man? What's up, my? What you say?
All of it was funny, man. And then the outtakes was what killed me, though.
$5 million? What you think? You got Chelsea Clinton? That's my
Kelsey,
movie,
you got Kelsey Grammer?
Kelsey Grammer on them bloopers and all that. Yeah. He said, "I'm LAP. You can take that badge and shove it all up in there. I'm LAPD." My man said, "Which?" That's my movie. I can watch that right now. But I would probably get rid of. That's wild. I'd probably get rid of Bad Boys though, Gina Kim.
Yeah.
Because Rush Hour 2 was okay. I'm okay with Rush Hour 2. It wasn't as good as Part 1.
Rush Hour 2 was probably one of the funniest ones.
I think Part 1 was. I would pick Part 1. Part 2 was still cool though. Part 3 was trash. I remember seeing it in the movie theater. It's like, damn, Part 3. I don't need to watch this one again.
Part 3 had Sun Ming Ming, the big giant Chinese.
Yeah, yep.
And it had no girl.
I feel like it was more of just a money grab on Part 3, but Bad Boys, I'm really just a Part 1 dude where I really got to watch it over again. Like I've seen all of them, but 1 is the one where I'm like, I watch it.
Now, you know the problem I did have with Part 3? Do you remember the French inspector?
Yeah, I don't want to say what I wanted to say.
You know who he is, right?
If I'm
But
thinking of the
that
right
guy?
person.
Yes, it was Roman Polanski.
Yes, and you know who? I know. I hate that Nicki Minaj do the whole Roman Polanski thing.
Hey,
Yeah,
wasn't
I know.
Roman Polanski a PDF file
Yeah,
as well?
Hey,
yeah,
but it ran straight out of America.
yep.
As soon as that happened, he was like, "Oh, not an extradition, baby."
Is
Guess who's
that
back?
Ben though? Out of nowhere.
Back again.
What's happening, guys?
What up,
Came to
Ben?
watch some Mavs, you know. Came to watch some Mavs.
I thought the Mavericks were burning crosses through you or something. Ben was like,
Hey,
"Geez,
man, I tell you one thing though. Like something today like annoyed me, man. A couple of things. All right. So I saw this thread on Twitter about Lou Diddy Dort, right? And there's literally this
Ooh.
guy put like 8 clips, of like him, like 3 of them were season-ending injuries to PG, Harden, and Ingram, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they had those 2 nut shots, the one on Lively and the one on Gafford, and then they had the clip of Luca getting pulled to the floor like a rugby move, which didn't get caught. And I'm like, man, like this guy, like it's too often. Like they need to like ban this guy for like a year or something, just like make an example of him. Like, it's terrible. And then literally not too long after that, I saw another tweet. And basically, it was like, "Oh, Sabonis has basically gone and like injured Jason Tatum by doing like the most telegraphed move ever, like getting his landing space deliberately, kind of, you know what I mean?" And I was thinking, man, there's too many dirty MFers in the league, man. Way too many.
But Bruce Bowen.
I think they're going.
Didn't Bruce
So
Bowen invent that?
I think they're gonna make a rule for SJ next year. That's why SJ has to do something this year. I think they're gonna make a rule for him next year. Then they're gonna crack down on
Like
him.
they did with Harden?
Yeah, too many of like the coaches and all that stuff are like complaining about it now. So if he don't do
Well,
nothing
dude,
in the playoffs and all that stuff, like he about to have a part of his game taken away from him.
it's cheesy though. Like I said, to
It
me,
is.
that's why I hate that.
I do too. Gina came. I saw part 2. I saw it one time. It was nostalgic. It was cool. I'll probably never watch it again though. And yes, part 1 is a classic. I can watch that whenever.
Yeah, Gina, that's the one. That man. Bro, I had to watch. I saw this clip of like Harden supposedly fouled SGA towards the basket, and like you see the clip on Twitter, and he's literally like a foot away from him.
So
He didn't
Kawhi,
touch him.
the one with Kawhi,
Didn't
Ben.
touch him.
Yeah, where Kawhi didn't touch him at all, and they called the foul. It's ugly, man. It's ugly. It's crazy because I thought they wanted SGA to be the face of the league. They about to destroy SGA.
Bro, like everybody online hates him as well. Like they all just think he's like a fraud. I don't think he's a
He is.
fraud, but like obviously he's a great player. But like, man, like it would be a whole lot different if they just refed him fairly. You know?
Hold up, this dude. Is his nose broken? Oh, man, leaking.
Who?
Pause. OG Anunoby. What the hell? They ain't gonna stop the game?
He's gonna play through it. Good man.
You
Ain't
can't.
that like
If he's
ain't that
bleeding-
the Magic Johnson rule? I didn't think
Yeah,
you
you
could
can't.
do
If you're
that.
bleeding, no.
Hey, he didn't need his nose to hit that free though. So,
He got 30 points. No wonder he don't want to come out the game.
bro, Najee Marshall is having a game, man. Jeez.
Najee Marshall been cooking, man.
I've been
Since
saying.
he's been healthy and all again now. But they say we wanted to keep DJJ, allegedly.
Man, he's way better than DJJ.
Oh, okay.
I said that from the very beginning. I said, man, like everyone was so angry about DJJ going, and like it's the same thing, man. People get so attached to players like Dodo, man. Like Dodo, like
yo,
come on.
Najee about to give 40. Yo, Najee
And
might.
Najee's better
If
than
the
Dodo,
Mavericks
he's better
had
than
won more
DJJ.
games, Najee could be in the running for Player of the Month. Najee been cooking.
And Najee's
We had
22 points in the last 11 games.
we had
Average.
Najee Marshall this year. And he was sick and all that. I told you I hate thinking about this team, y'all. Y'all don't. Every time I think about this stuff, it just make my head hurt.
Damn.
Carlin and Towns got a triple double.
Wait, Gina, he kicked Wiggins in the nuts and got it called against him. Jeez.
And they got two. They got 2 of them with triple doubles. Jeez. Yo, how you let 2 players get triple double on you, man? That's kind of nasty.
Wait, if you don't have any stars on your team,
Yeah, that's true. But geez, bro, like that's geez. The last time I seen that done, it was I think Vince Carter and Jason Kidd for the Nets.
you know, I would like to believe that, Chico, but
Nah, AD
just
playing
think-
again Thursday, right?
yeah, but the thing is, so if So Kessler's gone, and then like I said, Williams only has I think 3 games left. So which means it's going to be just Hardy and Dinwiddie running the point. And
Kessler
Najee.
played tonight.
Bingo,
Yeah,
that's
Kessler
what I'm
played
saying.
tonight.
Bingo. This dude been out there. His whole nose was like, it's disgusting out there, and they're gonna just stop the game and say, all right.
Unless they didn't see it, but they're supposed to stop it because you can't have
his whole face. I'm talking, it was all, I don't know how to explain this. It sound like it's like a whole pause moment. It looked like he was like he did a wrong moment at a wrong time. You feel me? That's how his face looked. It was bloody.
Only DV can say bloody, sir. And Ben can say bloody.
Yeah, this dude's face was nasty. I'm like, yo, I saw that. What is going on? Now they're like, oh, his nose bleeding. Stop the game. Let him get 30 first. Damn, Spencer Dinwiddie didn't even try to stop him. It was this game over. Wave the flag. Exactly. There you go, Bingo. There you go, Bingo, my guy, man. Bingo. Bingo be home on pause, man. That's my guy. He said the red light special. Exactly, Bingo. That's what he looked like.
Bringing him to TLC song.
That's what he looked like, bro. Like he listened to Trina.
Mate, guys like Brandon Williams and Austin Reeves are a great example. As if you give some of these undrafted / G League guys a chance, like some of them, man, like they turn to real players, you know.
And some of them are terrible, but
but the thing is, like, you can like a good scout should be able to tell the ones that have like the right talent and mentality to make it work. You know, they're not all going to become superstars, but if they can become like a really good role player, then that's worth picking up. I mean, it's basically free player.
So look, you know what I've been saying for the last 2 years, and I keep talking whenever I'm hanging with the dudes in the G League, I always say, look, why don't the Mavs pick G League players that augment the team so that when somebody goes down, you could have somebody step up. And they were like, that'd be cool. I said this, I kept saying it all last year. And I'm like, that's what y'all need to do. Go get players that can play on the 2 ways. And so that way it can be seamless, you know? Because they already do that. They already play the Mavs.
Bro, how many times they done this backdoor cut? They just keep doing the same play. The player's not even looking at their guy. They just looking at the basketball, and these dudes just keep doing backdoor cuts over and over and over and over and over again. I've never seen so many backdoor cuts.
Did we get Christie today? Not Christie, Davis today.
No.
Oh, okay.
They wanted him. They said no back-to-backs.
It was kind of part of the reason I wanted to tune in. I was like, man, is Davis playing? I'd love to see if Davis is playing.
Jenny, can I rather watch like The Wood than a Best Man? But yeah, Friday. Ooh, Friday, man. Don't Be a Menace. Or Menace to Society. Don't Be a Menace, more to spoof. I saw Menace
is a classic.
I saw Menace to Society in the movie theater as a little kid. I told y'all, like, I don't know why I was in there watching that.
Nah. Menace to Society, they had one of the best soundtracks of all time, though.
Yeah, man. Juice. Yep, I saw Juice in the movie theater.
Overrated.
Hell no, man.
Hell no. Johnny B.
Hell no, man. It ain't the greatest movie of all time and nothing like that, but it ain't overrated, though. It is what it is. You feel me?
Love and Basketball better than Juice. Come on, man.
No way. I'm not a Love and Basketball dude like that.
That movie's a classic, though.
House Party Bingo, absolutely. 1 and 2. I'm good with 1 and 2.
1 definitely. 2. Yeah.
1 is 2. 2, I'm fine with 2 as well. 3 is when they got like 2 out of hand. I saw 3 in the movie theater. That's crazy.
All right, I need you to say everything that Full Force said in that movie,
though. He said, I smell. Class Act is my joint, man. Duncan Pendy Hughes. Blade Brown. That's my movie. Class Act.
Who said Love and Basketball is trash? You know what?
Blade Brown, man.
We banning him from the chat.
Let's kick his in. Yep, yes, sir, Chico. Yep, I saw White Chicks in the movie theater, Gina Kim.
White Chicks is another classic.
Hey, what's the best basketball movie of all time? For me, it's Semi-Pro. Fight me.
Mine is White
White
Man Can't Jump. Yep.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
White Man Can't Jump.
Nah,
That's
but come
what
on,
that
man.
was. White Man Can't.
Semi-pro is so funny.
White
man. I love
Men
that film.
Can't
White man
Jump,
can't.
man.
White man can't
Semi-pro
jump
is like
funnier
it's
than
good.
semi-pro.
It's just funny and all that stuff, but like White Man Can't Jump, where like based off of real life and all. You feel me?
Hold
It's
on.
just like
Hold on, wait. Johnny B saying White Chicks ain't a classic?
Walking my way downtown.
White Chicks is a classic alone for Terry Crews, man.
Yeah,
Johnny
man,
B.
you sound crazy.
That part is
You
known by
crazy.
everybody. You saying everybody don't know that part of the movie? Screw
everybody.
That
knows
part alone is like pop
that
culture.
made Terry Crews' career.
Everybody know that part, Johnny B. Yeah, I'm just saying. It may not be a classic, but for some reason everybody know that part.
Are you trying to tell me that you are not white?
Yo, this Terry Crews. How did you know? Yeah.
Basking in the ambiance.
But yeah, White Man Can't Jump is my favorite basketball movie though.
Yes.
Is White Man Can't Jump. Watching Rosie Perez go win Jeopardy.
Ooh. Watching Rosie Perez do anything.
Oh my goodness. This dude. I don't think it was the greatest movie with Johnny B. I'm with you. I'm not like the. I don't have to watch White Chicks.
To be fair, movies like White Chicks are more like they're just kind of like you say a pop culture and sort of iconic movie rather than like being a great movie. If that makes sense.
Hold on, you been once you get with me, you need a wheelchair. Come on now. No, I
said what's the name? Johnny B going too far talking about his trash and all that.
Johnny B.
I'd pick other Wayans Brothers movies before White Chicks, but it wasn't trash though. Like it wasn't Lil Man or whatever that was. That was trash.
No, nobody watched that.
Lil, I saw it in the movie theater.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what the worst genre of movies is, man? Stoner films, because they're always really bad. I don't know why. Apart from what's that one with the two guys in it, the Indian guy and the Asian guy. That's good. But like every single one of them, apart from that, like terrible.
Which movie you say, Ben? What kind of movies? Money
so it's
Talks.
It's got the main characters like this Indian guy and this they go to White Castle.
Oh, that's my joint. You talking about Harold and Kumar?
Harold and Kumar. Yeah, Harold and Kumar. No, what I'm saying is Harold and Kumar are the only good stoner films. All the other ones are trash.
Only good. Let me see. How high? Depending on if you go black. You gotta watch black ones.
I watched that film.
White ones. Let me think.
But maybe it's not for me. I don't know.
Man, let me see. Because you don't like Half Baked?
I mean, actually, on second thought, Pineapple Express was okay.
Pineapple Express, yeah. Trying to think of more. I didn't watch the Snoop Dogg and
Oh mate, that was the worst film. Genuinely the worst.
What's his name? Wiz Khalifa.
It's called High School. Yeah.
Yeah. They go back to Devin and Mac or whatever. Go back to high school.
He gets to the podium and he starts singing like, mate. I was cringing. Like I was just me and my friend watched that film years ago and we kept thinking, no, I'm sure it'll get good in a minute, and it never got good. It was
Chico, man. Chico, Dave Chappelle. And what's that movie? And the Nutty Professor. Oh my goodness, is Reggie? Nah, that's hilarious.
That was part two.
That was one, wasn't it? No, Reggie was part one. Yeah, one when he first turned and went to the whole restaurant with her and all that stuff with Jada Pinkett. That was part one at the show. And then also with Dave Chappelle was in Robin Hood Men in Tights. Come on, Chico, bro. Robin Hood Men in Tights is a classic.
Hold on now. I gotta
freaking what's my guy? What's the guy that made the movies and all? I can't think of his name right now. The white guy that made the movies. Mel Brooks. Jeez, I cannot think of his name. That's crazy.
Come on,
Mel Brooks is a treasure, man. Bro. Dracula did in Loving It, bro. She will become one herself. Bro, that's my movie. Blank Man, classic. I take Blank Man over White Chicks any day of the week. Bingo. Yeah, I saw Blue Streak. So Martin Lawrence was my dude. Here we go again. I'm gonna tell you something that people ain't going to hear. When Martin Lawrence used to be on that Ooh Wee, Martin Lawrence was hilarious as hell. After that, for a second, when he started gaining weight and all, was getting healthy, he started being a little cheesy to me. Like after when he got to like what's that movie? He was the Knight and all that stuff, Black Knight. Then a basketball movie he had, I think it was Rebound or something like that. Oh, The Last Dragon. Last Dragon is classic.
You talking about with Bruce Leroy?
Bruce Leroy, yep. I was
Hey,
told I
who's
could
the master?
find Bruce Leroy here. I'm Bruce Leroy. Who are you?
All right.
Who am
you
I?
can say Show Enough's whole speech. Can you
Show
say his whole
Enough.
speech?
Hey, have you seen the movie, the recent basketball movie that came out? I think it was on Netflix. It was about, was it Woody Harrelson?
White
And he,
man
like,
can't jump again? The new
No,
one?
it may not be Woody Harrelson, but he teaches like these kids. Basically, he like teaches these kids, like these disabled kids, team how to play basketball or something. It's actually quite a wholesome movie. It's pretty good. It's on Netflix at the moment. It's like quite new. I'm just trying to remember who was in it. But...
Boomerang. That's Eddie Murphy in his prime. Bingo. Eddie Murphy in his prime was just Eddie Murphy was the dude, man. Up until
Everybody was
Metro.
in Boomerang though. Come on now.
Yep.
When Robin Givens took that jacket off.
When he saw them feet. What's her name?
I
Homegirl. The other girl.
What's
Sunshine.
her name?
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Oh man, bro. I remember that scene as a kid. It's like, oh man.
Hold on.
That's like on remember on Don't Be a Menace? My man put the hot sauce on her toes and came out and choked up and coughed at the corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Jack City's classic.
That's like
Harlem Nights is a classic. New Jack City's classic. I know what you're talking about though.
The post office truck and she turned to the Incredible Hulk.
No, hold on. King, you know the part of as soon as they finished, when I was her chef and I'm pregnant. And he was
he's like, what?
Already?
My man said, yo, never use a rubber, it take away all the feeling. Yo. Oh my God. I'm sorry, y'all. Bro, that movie is hilarious.
Was younger than him.
That movie is hilarious. Say, can you tell me a bedtime story? Put me to sleep. Yes, sir, Chico. And rest in peace, Bernie Mac, man. Gina Kim, you trying to get me to stay on? You be trying to get me to work, Gina Kim.
No.
How's that baby pappy?
Johnny B hates all of the black movies, apparently.
Ooh, he said Blank Man on Major Pain. Ooh, Pascal, that's a good one, man. Ooh,
I like Blank Man.
That's tough. Major Pain, man. I'm gonna stick my foot so far up here. The water on my knee gonna quench your thirst, bro. Oh. Major Pain, man. I'm gonna be on you like white on rice in a snowstorm. Oh, that's a good one.
Your producer said that's what y'all doing, apparently.
Nah, I don't know what she's talking about. Oh, Blank Man. I won't be Blank Man for Halloween, actually.
All right. So hold on. King, Blank Man or Handyman?
Handicap Man, you mean?
You remember Handyman?
Never underestimate the power of the handicap. Are you talking about?
Yep. The fact that he would fall out of the window every time.
Bro, my gosh, man. Bro. Damn, Jenny, why you always asking me these questions? Top 5 comedians of all time. DC, Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor.
You did you say Chappelle?
Yeah, I said DC first.
I thought you were talking about Don Kerr for a second.
No.
But okay.
No. Chappelle, like I said, Chappelle, Murphy, Pryor. I'm gonna say Lawrence as well, Martin Lawrence. I'm gonna give y'all a white guy. What is George? Nah.
If you said George Lopez is a white guy,
hell no. I was gonna say was George Carlin or whatever, but
no, George Carlin.
George Carlin, yeah, but nah.
I thought
give somebody. I'm trying.
I used to like Richard Jenney back in the days, but he died.
I don't know who to say. I don't know.
Like white people just say that.
Bernie, yeah. Bernie might be Bernie. It might be Bernie. It's probably Bernie. That's a good one. It's Bernie.
What about Robin Harris?
I'm fine with that. No, Robin was cool. Come on, there's some other greats. Like you always talk Patrice and all that stuff. We just try. She's told me 5.
Patrice
so I'm
O'Neal.
like,
Patrice
so I'm saying she's just saying 5. So yeah, Bernie. There you go, Chico. That's your 5.
You should watch Patrice O'Neal. You should watch Patrice O'Neal after this. That's what y'all do.
Bernie in there. You're right. I forgot about Bernie. I'm sorry, Bernie. The Toya walk the line. Man. Jeez, what is y'all these questions y'all giving to me?
The
Paul
toy,
Mooney,
man.
man.
The toy they shot in Baton Rouge, so that's automatically.
Yeah.
And they had what's the name?
Nah, Cedric the Entertainer. Not really. I ain't gonna lie to you, Gina Kim. I didn't know Steve Harvey was a comedian before the what's the name? When I was a kid, before the Kings of Comedy. I didn't think Cedric the Entertainer was that funny. And then D.L. Hughley, all he did was talk about people back in the day when I used to watch him on like BET and all that stuff. But Bernie was really just the star of the show and all that to me when I was like, man, Bernie was that dude. Cat Williams. I think Cat Williams is funnier than Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was more like a flash in the pan to me. He still talk about the same things over and over now to me. Eddie Griffin, yep. I seen Eddie Griffin and I saw him stand up like live. I seen what's his name? Back in the day, MTV dude, Bill Bellamy. I seen Bill Bellamy live. He was funny. I used to go to comedy shows all the time. I seen Godfrey, Chico. Godfrey funny. He just never like got on.
Videos he do?
Not recently.
Some of the stuff he did on Instagram and all that. He got some funny stuff on there.
I can believe it. But Godfrey, yeah, I'm cool. It's a lot of, like I said, it's good comedians out there. They say you got. I know people want me to say Jerry Seinfeld and all that stuff. I guess. But
No.
You feel me? But I mean, I did appreciate Jerry. I did appreciate Jerry Seinfeld standing up for us though when Chris Rock didn't.
But see, you said it like every black person say his name, so see.
Hey, I know I almost said Steinfeld. Seinfeld when Chris Rock didn't stand up for us though. When what's his name, Louis C.K. and Ricky Gervais or whatever was up there saying the N-word, yelling in front of him and all that. And Seinfeld was like, "That's not funny." And just Chris Rock was just sitting there like laughing and all that. I'm like, "What's going on, man?" Yeah, you're right, Chico. But Chris Rock, I used to think Chris Rock was extremely funny until I just realized he's just yelling the truth. He's just yelling it.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. I can't. I mean, stand-ups I'm forgetting. Say Cat and all them. I feel like I seen the Wayans brothers one of them in a stand-up before. They all do stand-up though. Keenan Ivory Wayans, man, is a genius. That's why that man don't get the respect he deserve. One clip from my favorite black movie. What about if I play Black Dynamite, Gina Kim? Dynamite. Did you just?
She ain't gonna know what that is. She ain't gonna know what that is.
Did you just slap me, mother? It's my movie, man. Ari Spears back in the day. Yep. Jamie Foxx. I seen Jamie Foxx in a half and half concert where half of it was him doing stand up and other half of him was doing music. Let me see, Gina Kim. If I can play something, let me end this show. I'm gonna end the show, but I'm gonna start it again and start the stage and all that for a second, y'all. So hold on, don't leave. All right, I'm back. So hold on, Gina Kim. Since Gina Kim, my producer, want me to do other things. You don't need no VIP. I'm about to go on YouTube. Bingo, you good. When I'm on YouTube, you don't need. Why somebody on YouTube said doing the playback. Now he said they done turned y'all to turn to bashing Luka. Golly, bro. If the dumb stuff people say, man. The dumb stuff people say all the time. Jeez, DV. I tell you the dumb stuff people say, bro. I swear, yo. They just hear one thing and want to attack you for it. It's like they waiting. That's when you can tell people that just wait. They lurk. They just lurk in the shadows and wait. Like, oh, you said something? Let me see something. All right.
How's my X-ray? Well, no fragments. In and out. You're lucky, Black.
Always, Nancy.
3 inches to the left, and we wouldn't even be having this conversation. 3 inches to the right, it would have missed my black ass.
Robert Downey don't even want to talk about it no more, man. That movie was dumb, man.
Oh, dude.
Bro, my man said, he said, Lance. You say Lance? No, I said Nance. Oh, I'm getting mixed up. That's 33 1/3, ain't it?
That's Naked Gun. So there's
Naked Gun.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Like I said, Leslie was in all that stuff back then. All the funny movies.
Yeah, I remember that. All right, Joe. What we gonna call it a night? Mavericks lost. The Knicks got to win. Go make sure y'all go and bum rush Freezy's chat tonight. Let them know how you feel about the Knicks. But all right, Joe. Yep, I'll be back, or we'll be back tomorrow for some game. If you're a member of the channel, check out the poll and all. I'll put up a poll at some point, and you can vote on the game that we can watch tomorrow, and we'll head it up for you guys. But other than that, appreciate everybody as always. And if you're playing Fortnite, go to Discord. Somebody put the Discord in the chat. If you want to watch us play the game and watch us kick butt, go to Discord in the voice chat or whatever. You can watch.
She won't be talking. Look at it. She already. Oh,
look at that.
All right.
But all right.